Chapter 576. Training Field Number 1949. A black-clothed youth, he was handsome but expressionless. His entire being was like an ice mountain, carrying a blood-red long blade on his back. He was right in the middle of the mammoth army. With just a wave of his hand, terrifying wind blades swept out. This was a large area attack. This black-clothed youth was vast ocean universe country's Bolin. He was currently first in the points rankings. 2354 Training Field. A long-haired man dressed in a gray cape, his silhouette flashed as he crossed his hands. Every time he shouted coldly, the ground beneath his feet would shake violently, after which huge earth hands formed and smashed towards the mammoth army. As the long-haired man's huge hands landed, piles of minced meat floated in the air. It was extremely bloody. The long-haired man was from Pingu Universe Country. His name was Gu Feng. He had already comprehended the wind and earth laws. His points ranking was second. 7456 Training Field. A tall and muscular man covered in a battle suit was charging through the mammoth army like a bull. Although he seemed crude and simple, every time he exploded, there would be a terrifying energy wave that would sweep out. The tall and sturdy man was called Man Hu. He was from Manki Universe Country. His points ranking was third. Within the million training towers, the geniuses were all filled with killing intent. They all unleashed their absolute abilities, destroying the mammoth army. Looking around, the universe countries that appeared in the top 100 rankings were all the strongest of the 1008. Amongst which, vast ocean, Pingu and Manki universe countries had many people on the rankings. Quickly look! There's a change in the top 10. Ganwu Universe Country Luo Feng? How can that be? Ever since the Pinnacle Genius competition started, this Ganwu Universe Country has never entered the top 100 before. The competition has only just begun. This is only the first level. I can only say that this Luo Feng's killing moves are all focused on a large area. Swallow, meteor missile! Within the 7520 training tower, Luo Feng rose into the air, his hands forming a cross, gathering the swallowing energy to form a black ball with a diameter of 1 m. As he shouted, the black sphere instantly shot out hundreds and thousands of stray bullets. These stray bullets bombarded the body of the blood-haired mammoth, and the mammoth's huge body suddenly twisted. Shrill and painful cries filled the entire first floor of the trial tower. And because of this large area of effect meteor missiles, Luo Feng directly jumped to 6th place. Your Black Dragon Mountain Empire has really given me a pleasant surprise. The Ganwu Universe Country leader looked at the two words Luo Feng on the top 10 list. He couldn't help but look at Chu Bei and the Black Dragon Mountain Country leader. His eyes filled with shock. Not only the Ganwu Universe Country leader, the other country leaders all had expressions of disbelief. Amongst all the universe countries, their Ganwu Universe Country was considered to be in the middle, hence they had never thought of nurturing a genius that could squeeze into the top 100. But now, this guy from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire called Luo Feng, not only did he enter the top 100, he even jumped into the top 10. The competition has just begun. This Luo Feng is only temporarily in the top 10. That's right. The mammoths on the first level only have planetary state power. The points ranking is nothing more than who kills faster. It doesn't determine the final strength of the participants. Wait till the 3rd, 4th and even 5th level, that's where the points will truly be drawn apart. Ganwu region, the country leaders that were against the Black Dragon Mountain country leader Lu Mubai all let out discordant voices. Amongst them included the Emperor-level Undying Li Feng. Enough! Hearing the complaints behind him, the Ganwu Universe country leader creased his eyebrows. It doesn't matter if the competition is over or not, even if one enters the top 100 in the process. That's something our Ganwu Universe country has never had before, much less the top 10. Shouldn't this be something worth rejoicing over? Against the Ganwu Universe country leader's reprimand, the discordant voices all vanished. My friend, I wonder if it's possible for you to tell me about the inheritance of your celestial shop? I'm very interested in your celestial shop. The Ganwu Universe country leader looked at Chu Bei, his face full of smiles. It's only been established recently. There's no such thing as inheritance, it's all just training methods that I've written down based on my comprehension. Chu Bei replied calmly. That energy should be the swallowing energy, right? It seems like a space beast's talent. The Ganwu Universe country leader raised his suspicions. Could it be that you've crossed paths with space beasts before? Does killing a small beast count as crossing paths? Chu Bei looked at the Ganwu Universe country leader, his expression playful. Since you don't wish to speak, then I won't ask any further. The Ganwu Universe country leader thought that Chu Bei was making fun of him, his expression slightly ugly. I hope this disciple of yours will continue to surprise me. As time passed, Vast Ocean Universe country's Bolin was the first to enter the second level. Very quickly, Pingdu Universe country's Gu Feng and Man Kai Universe country's Man Hu followed suit. After the three of them, the other elites all entered one after another. Luo Feng was ranked 6th. The second level of the Tower of Trials was misty. Compared to the first level, it was even more vast and vast. Amidst the fierce winds, the mist was blown away, the ground trembled, it was an endless amount of black armored beasts, their strength was far above the mammoth, equivalent to a star level 1. Similar to the first level, the second level didn't pose much difficulty to the 1,000,000 geniuses. Hence, the rankings didn't change much. The third level was the same. However, at the fourth level, the beast's strength had already reached star level 8. Against such a beast army, the geniuses without large area of effect killing techniques were all eliminated. As for the fifth level of the Tower of Trials, it was shrouded in black mist. One couldn't even see one's own fingers, the space was filled with howls and cries. In the darkness, pairs of blood-red eyes could be vaguely seen. It was a strange life form, its body was translucent, it was humanoid, and it had 2 pairs of wings on its back. Even though there were only 100 of these strange life forms with wings, they were all star level 9 pinnacle. It's the black bat wings. Looks like the game is about to end. This time, if we want to pass, we won't be able to rely on large area of effect killing techniques. On the Primal Chaos Plaza, countless gazes saw the life forms of the 5th level, their eyes flashing with shock. Rumble. With a huge rumble, more and more geniuses entered the 5th level. However, under the ferocious attacks of the Black Bat Wing Army, these geniuses were quickly eliminated. 800,000, 500,000, 300,000, 100,000, 50,000. Only 15 minutes had passed. The number of geniuses still struggling on the 5th level was less than 10,000. This Bolin is indeed very strong. From the first level, he's maintained his first place. Pingdu Universe country's Gu Feng and Man Kai Universe country's Man Hu are the same too, firmly in 2nd and 3rd place. But this Luo Feng from the Ganwu Universe country, he's really shocking. I thought he wouldn't be able to hold on for long at the 5th level. I didn't expect his ranking to rise to 4th, he's already closing in on Man Hu. I didn't expect us to be so wrong. This Luo Feng, he really has some strength. The group of universe country leaders looked at the projection, their gazes all focused on Luo Feng's name, the biggest dark horse of this genius battle. Ganwu Universe region. Good, very good. The Ganwu Universe country leader said 3 consecutive good words, his lips curled into an exaggerated smile, his expression extremely satisfied. Up till now, Luo Feng had already successfully killed all the black bat wings and passed the 5th level of the Tower of Trials, entering the 6th level. From his current points, even if Luo Feng couldn't pass the 6th level, his points would still be enough to enter the top 1,000, or even the top 100. If he could maintain this momentum and pass the 6th level, then he would definitely enter the top 5. Senior, this ranking is something I didn't even dare to think about. Lu Mubai looked at the rankings and then at Chu Bei. He was so excited he almost lost his composure. The other universe country leaders were all stunned, glancing at each other, their eyes filled with excitement. Even though this Luo Feng wasn't from their empire, he represented their entire universe country. On the 6th level of the Tower of Trials, there was only one life form. It was a puppet made of some unknown material. Its strength had already reached the universe level 1. With the appearance of this puppet, it immediately reduced the number of geniuses from 10,000 to less than 1,000. Of the 1,000 that passed, 90% of them didn't kill the puppet, they only lasted for 10 minutes against the puppet. At this time, including the universe country leaders, no one in the plaza looked down on Luo Feng anymore. They completely treated him as an absolute genius like Bolin, Gu Feng and Man Hu. The 7th level, which was also the last level of the Tower of Trials, was actually guarded by a universe level 5 life form. Whether it was Bolin, Gu Feng or Man Hu, when they saw this life form, they couldn't help but frown, their expressions extremely ugly. Luo Feng was the same, immediately falling into a tough battle. As for the other geniuses that passed the 7th level, they relied on their own strength to kill the puppet on the 6th level, and a small portion of them could still barely fight. As for the geniuses that only lasted for 10 minutes, against the universe level 5 life form, they didn't even have the ability to fight back. After a few rounds they couldn't even hold on, and were finally eliminated. Time passed by the minutes and seconds. 10 minutes later. Those that hadn't been eliminated, only 8 remained. Chapter 577. Little guys, congratulations on passing the Tower of Trials. The moment the elimination competition ended, the green-robed man from the Virtual Universe Company appeared once again, his voice resounding throughout the training spaces. Of course, the little punks he was referring to were Bolin, Gu Feng, Man Hu, Luo Feng and the other 8 geniuses that passed the 7th level. Virtual Universe. Glory Continent. 1,008 skyscrapers surrounded the plaza. After the elimination competition ended, Bolin, Gu Feng, Man Hu, Luo Feng and the other surviving geniuses were all teleported back. The eliminated geniuses too returned to the plaza. Luo Feng looked at the information on his arm and creased his eyebrows. Universe Country, Ganwu Universe Country Empire, Black Dragon Mountain Empire Sect, Heaven Shop Points, 76,000 rank, for trial space, number 7520. It wasn't that his strength was lower than the top 3, it was just that his large area of effect killing techniques were weaker than theirs. Hence, the difference in points from the first 5 levels couldn't be made up for in the last 2 levels. Little punks, your performance this year must be better than the previous years. What I didn't expect was that 8 of you were able to pass the tower. The green-robed man's hands were behind his back as he floated in midair, his powerful voice resounding in the ears of the 1,000,000 geniuses. The elimination competition has ended. The top 10 of the rankings can directly enter the top 16 finals. As for the remaining 6 spots, they'll be fought for in turns. The green-robed man's voice resounded again. The second day. This is the primal universe? It's indeed as the rumors say, the origin laws can be seen with the naked eye. The thought of being able to study here after the competition makes me extremely excited. Bolin, later when we meet, you have to go easy on me. Luo Feng, who's your teacher? You're the one that's getting the most attention this year. Right, I've never heard of you before. Don't tell me your teacher is the universe master of the Ganwu universe? A ship had just landed in the primal universe. 16 silhouettes under the lead of a green-robed man rushed out of the cabin door. After which, there were shocked shouts. In order to allow the 16 of you to unleash your full potential, the final competition venue will be the Chaos Square that I'll be bringing you to. The green-robed man's gaze swept past Luo Feng and the others. With a wave of his sleeve, he brought the 16 of them and disappeared. 3 minutes later. Vast Ocean Universe Countries Bolin greets the Lords. Pengu, Yuzhou's Gu Feng greets the Lords. Man Ka Universe Countries Man Who greets the Lords. Ganwu Universe Countries Luo Feng greets all the Lords. Under the lead of the green-robed man, Bolin, Luo Feng and the other 16 arrived at the Primal Chaos Plaza. When they saw the group of Universe Country leaders seated in the spectator stands, they all bowed respectfully. You are the future hope of the human race. Welcome to Primal Chaos City. I will personally host the following matches. Suddenly, a thunderous roar resounded above the Chaos Square, drifting far away and covering the entire primal universe. In the next moment, a ripple appeared above the square, and a resplendent ball of light appeared. There was a human figure in the ball of light, but it seemed to be wrapped in a mysterious power, so it was hard to see clearly. "Greetings, Primal Chaos City Leader!" At this time, all the natives of Primal Chaos City bowed towards the human figure in the ball of light. The group of Universe Country leaders and Empire Country leaders all stood up and clasped their fists towards the human figure. Before this, they had personally witnessed the scene of 2 Universe Country leaders being suppressed by one palm. Now that they stood up, it was respect for the strong. "Primal Chaos City Leader?" Bolin, Luo Feng and the others exchanged glances. Looking at the countless Universe Country leaders clasping their fists, they reacted and bowed. The Primal Chaos City leader's gaze swept past the group of Universe Country leaders, after which he looked at Bolin, Luo Feng and the other 16. "The following matches only have one meaning, and that is to pick out the strongest amongst you to become the next leader of the Virtual Universe Company. Hence, other than the first place, the other rankings don't have much meaning. Because to be able to reach this point, no matter if you are the last or second place, we will do our best to groom you." Hearing this, the group of Universe Country leaders took a deep breath. Even though they had heard this from the green-robed man before, right now, hearing it personally from the Primal Chaos City leader was a completely different feeling. "Brother Han, congratulations! The Vast Ocean Universe Country will quickly form a relationship with the Virtual Universe Company. Brother Ping must be joking. That Gu Feng's strength is terrifying too. Whether Bolin can defeat him is still hard to say. You two can stop flattering each other. Anyway, it's just your 2 countries." The Vast Ocean Universe Country leader, Pengu Universe Country leader and Man Kai Universe Country leader all had smiles on their faces. Especially the Vast Ocean Universe Country leader, his eyes were filled with anticipation and excitement. "Senior, do you think Luo Feng has any hope?" In the Ganwu region, Lu Mubai let out a long breath, staring straight at Chu Bei. As he was too excited, his voice was trembling. If this was before the elimination rounds, he wouldn't even dare think about it. However, in the Tower of Trials, Luo Feng had given him too much shock, even jumping to 4th place in total points. And because he had witnessed Luo Feng's strength, he was filled with anticipation. If Luo Feng could really take 1st place and become the successor of the Virtual Universe Company, then his Black Dragon Mountain Empire would definitely become the first subsidiary empire of the Ganwu Universe Country. The Ganwu Universe Country leader beside also looked at Chu Bei, waiting for his reply. After all, this Luo Feng was his disciple. As for how strong Luo Feng was, only he knew the full extent of it. He too hoped with all his heart that Luo Feng could take 1st place. That way, within the 1008 universe countries, his Ganwu Universe Country's position would definitely rise, right up to the Vast Ocean and Pinggu Universe Countries. "If he can't get 1st, then I'll kick him out of the All-Heaven shop." Chu Bei glanced indifferently at Lu Mubai, his words carrying a smile. Hearing Chu Bei's words and looking at his relaxed expression, Lu Mubai and the Ganwu Universe Country leader's eyes gleamed with hope. "Little punks, the following matches will be 2-on-1 battles. The 1st to 8th place in the elimination rounds will battle the 9th to 16th place respectively." As the Primal Chaos City leader's voice landed, with a loud rumble, 8-round arenas appeared in the plaza. 5 minutes later, the 16 participants of the finals stood in their respective arenas. Luo Feng was in the 4th arena. His opponent was the original 12th place red-haired youth. "Brother Luo, I've heard that your moves are strange. Let me have a taste of them." On the arena, the red-haired youth cupped his fist towards Luo Feng and immediately used his strongest move. Chapter 578. Rumble. Almost at the same time, intense battle sounds could be heard from the other 7 arenas. All sorts of lights flashed. It was incredibly beautiful. The one that ended the quickest was Vast Ocean Universe Country's Bolin's arena. Maybe Bolin's opponent knew how terrifying he was. After just 3 exchanges, he chose to admit defeat and jumped off the arena. That punk from Xianlai Universe Country just admitted defeat like that. That's too straightforward. His opponent is the genius of the younger generation, the one called Death God Bolin. I'm afraid you don't know, the two of them have already fought over 300 times against each other. As for the results, they all ended with him losing. Even the longest fight, he didn't even last more than 20 rounds against Bolin. No wonder! That means to admit defeat after 3 exchanges, he still retains some face. To put it bluntly, who doesn't know the outcome in our hearts? We're just going through the motions, we just want to see the final battle between the two. I have to say, that black horse from the Ganwu universe pot called Luo Feng does have some strength. He actually forced Angela from the 100 Lake universe country to retreat, and he didn't even seem to use his full strength. In the Primal Chaos Plaza's viewing platform, the group of universe country leaders watched the battles on the 8 arenas, discussing. After just 5 minutes, other than Bolin's arena, Gu Feng, Man Hu, Luo Feng and the others' battles all ended. The results weren't unexpected. The top 8 defeated the bottom 8. After the first round ended, 2 hours later, the second round began. It was still 2-on-2 battles, the top 4 against the bottom 4. The second round's 4 battles didn't have much suspense. Bolin, Gu Feng, Man Ka and Luo Feng won. During this process, what shocked the group of universe country leaders was that Luo Feng's battle ended the quickest. After 2 hours, we'll begin the finals of the top 4, it'll still be 2-on-2 battles, until the strongest of the 4 is chosen. The city leader's gaze swept past Bolin, Luo Feng and the other 3, nodding satisfactorily. I didn't expect Luo Feng's overall strength to be so strong. I thought he'd stop at the top 8, I didn't expect him to make it to the top 4. This doesn't seem to be any different from the elimination round rankings. However, this should be the end of his journey. That's true. Bolin, Gu Feng, and Man Hu are all stronger than him. Looking at the remaining 4 on the battlefield, the group of universe country leaders began to talk about the dark horse, Luo Feng. The Ganwu universe ruler and Lu Mubai glanced at Chu Bei before looking at each other. While they were excited, their faces were also filled with nervousness. No matter what the outcome of the following battles were, his Ganwu universe country and the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's reputation would greatly increase. 2 hours later. Rumble! A loud explosion rang out from the center of the Primal Chaos Square. The 8 round arenas on the battlefield had disappeared, and in their place were 2 square arenas that were several times larger than the original ones. Stage 1, Vast Ocean Universe Country Bolin vs. Mankey Universe Country Man Hu. Stage 2, Pinggu Universe Country Gu Feng vs. Ganwu Universe Country Luo Feng. Contestants, please step onto the stage. The battle is about to begin. The resplendent ball of light that enveloped the Primal Chaos City leader appeared in mid-air, once again appearing before everyone's eyes. Following that was his ethereal voice that was hard to capture. With the sound of space breaking, Bolin, Gu Feng, Man Hu and Luo Feng appeared on their respective arenas. Bolin, I've been looking forward to this battle for a long time. I hope you don't disappoint me. Man Hu stared straight at Bolin, his eyes filled with battle intent. As his voice fell, he stomped his right foot, and the huge fighting stage immediately turned into a soft sponge. Countless earth giants appeared. Rumble! These earth giants didn't have any life. It was as though they were being controlled by a formless force. They flapped their bodies and roared like wild beasts. Indeed, the son of the Mankey Universe country leader. He's only at the star level and he's already comprehended the earth laws to such a level. Looking at the close to 100 earth giants on stage 1, the warriors on the viewing platforms all revealed shocked expressions. Brother man, this precious son of yours has really surpassed your master. He'll definitely go further than you in the future. Vast Ocean Universe country leader smiled at Mankey Universe country leader. Of course. I've spent a lot of effort to nurture him. Mankey Universe country leader looked proud after hearing Vast Ocean Universe country leader's words. He said, I just don't know how strong Bolin is. He won't disappoint you. Vast Ocean Universe country leader's words were filled with confidence. Fight! On the number 1 combat arena, as soon as Man Ka shouted, The almost 100 Earth Giants surged towards Bolin at the same time, and their roars shook the heavens. Facing the crazy Earth Giants, Bolin's white robe fluttered even though there was no wind. For the first time, he unsheathed the long sword on his back. The moment the long sword was unsheathed, the area around him was filled with green energy. It was as though there were thousands of Bolins in the green energy. The next moment, Bolin held the long sword and moved toward the Earth Giants that were rushing toward him. The blade was piercingly cold. Every slash seemed to slice through space. It was as fast as lightning. Every slash was so fast that the star-level geniuses couldn't see it clearly with their naked eyes. It was as strange as the wind. Every slash was so unpredictable that no one could predict its trajectory. It was as though there was no pattern. Chi! 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 Bolin drifted among the close to 100 Earth Giants. Accompanied by an ear-piercing sound, every slash would turn the Earth Giants into dust. Then, one by one, the Earth Giants collapsed and were shattered by the blade energy. During this process, there would occasionally be a sharp blade ray that flew toward Menka, who was controlling the Earth Giants from afar. I'm afraid that in our generation, only Man Hu and Gu Feng can make Bolin use his sword. No wonder he's called the Grim Reaper. It's too terrifying. Outside the square, the 12 geniuses who were eliminated watched the battle on the stage and let out a long sigh. They were only spectators. Every slash of Bolin's was enough to make them feel suffocated. Bolin's sword was fast, strange, fierce, and unbelievably ingenious. All of them looked up to him in awe. Brother Luo, it's time for us to fight. Let the battle end quickly. On stage 2, Gu Feng played with the fan in his hand, smiling at Luo Feng. I won't go easy on you. Brother Gu, there's no need to go easy on me. If I lose, it'll be because my skills aren't up to par. Hearing Gu Feng's words, Luo Feng retracted his gaze from stage 1 and looked back at Gu Feng, clasping his fists. Brother Luo, take this. As Gu Feng spoke with a smile, he moved, leaving behind an afterimage in his original position. In an instant, Gu Feng had already appeared before Luo Feng. In the next moment, Gu Feng waved the fan in his hand, bringing about a terrifying wind blade that cut towards Luo Feng. Around the Primal Chaos battlefield, there were many Universe country leaders and Primal Chaos city leaders. They could use their strongest attacks without worrying about their opponents being killed. Because when there was truly danger, the city leader and Universe country leaders would immediately make a move. Of course, at this time, the victor would be decided. Looking at Gu Feng, who suddenly appeared before him, Luo Feng squinted his eyes. Without hesitation, a black light ball formed before him, aiming at the incoming attack. Chi La! The powerful wind blade clashed with the black light ball, bringing about an ear-piercing sound before vanishing. Almost at the same time, Luo Feng pulled away from Gu Feng, his expression becoming serious. He had to say, this Gu Feng before him was the fastest opponent he'd met so far. The sharp wind blades that the other party swung out also contained a terrifying energy fluctuation. Is this the ability that you control? It's indeed strange. Looking at the wind blade being swallowed by the black light ball, Gu Feng creased his eyebrows. At the same time, the fan in his hand began to dance again. Rumble! Gradually, the two arenas were engulfed in a fierce battle. All sorts of techniques were unleashed, bringing about an incomparably beautiful battle light, dazzling the eyes. My God! Are these 4 punks really still at the star level? They're simply not on the same level as us. In the end, we've still underestimated this Luo Feng. At least from the looks of it, he's not weaker than Gu Feng at all. From the looks of it, it's still hard to say who will get first. The 12 eliminated geniuses looked at the first arena for a while before looking at the second arena. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Another 10 minutes passed. The battle on the 2 arenas had entered a white-hot state. More accurately, Bolin Man Hu's battle on stage 1 was nearing its end. Under Bolin's countless blade attacks, Man Hu's energy began to become chaotic, as though he was being suppressed. Brother Man, Your precious son doesn't seem to be able to hold on much longer. In the spectator stands, the Pingu Universe country leader looked at the Mankey Universe country leader and said, "He's already done his best. This Bolin is indeed very strong, he's definitely the number one of the younger generation." The Mankey Universe country leader shook his head and sighed, after which he glanced at stage 2. "It won't be easy for your Gu Feng to win. This Luo Feng's strength has once again exceeded our expectations. Don't rush, that punk Gu Feng hasn't even used his trump card yet." Towards the Mankey Universe country leader's words, the Pingu Universe country leader didn't seem to care at all, saying, "However, from the looks of it, that punk should be using his trump card soon. Otherwise, we really won't be able to take down this punk called Luo Feng. There's really hope." In the Ganwu region, including Lu Mubai and the Ganwu Universe country leader, all of their gazes were focused on stage 2. They were all excited, their eyes filled with anticipation. Rumble! Finally, along with a deafening explosion, the curtains to the battle on combat platform 1 came to an end. Looking over, the huge stage had been sliced into countless pieces, man whose silhouette was like a cannonball flying through the sky. The Mankey Universe country leader vanished from his seat and appeared in the air above the stage, hugging Man Hu. "Father, I've done my best. He's very strong, I'm still not his match." Man Hu's voice was weak. "You'll have another chance to spar in the future. I hope you'll be able to beat him next time." After saying that, the Mankey Universe country leader brought Man Hu back to the spectator stands and began to heal him. On stage 1, Bolin sheathed his long sword and placed his hands behind his back, looking at stage 2. Chapter 579. On the Other Side. In the vast universe, there was a vast and mysterious starry sky. This starry sky was filled with space whirlpools, and each whirlpool had a diameter of dozens of meters. However, there were so many whirlpools that one couldn't see the end of them. They almost surrounded this starry sky. And in the middle of this starry sky, where countless space whirlpools surrounded, was a towering mountain range. In the mountain range, there was an obscure yet powerful force. Looking over, one could see countless space beasts flying in the mountain range. Space God Mountain was a country of space beasts. At this moment, deep in the mountain range, a space beast was flying across the starry sky, as if it had something urgent to do. "Nan Feng, where are you going in such a hurry?" Another starry sky beast flew over with a curious look on its face. "I'm going to find the leader of the Golden Horn bloodline. One of their descendants was killed by the humans. He's only a star level." The space beast was holding a transparent crystal ball in its claw, and there were images flashing in it. "What? The humans want to start a war? How dare they kill the baby of our space beast's bloodline?" Hearing this, the star behemoth's face suddenly became ugly, and its sharp claws flashed coldly. "The human race is also a pinnacle race in the universe," said the space beast. "Although they killed our baby, we can't rush back. As for what to do next, let Golden Horn Master make the decision." As it spoke, the space beast continued to fly across the starry sky. Among all the branches of the space beast bloodline, there was only one powerful universe master as the leader of each branch. The Golden Horn bloodline was an exception. It had 2 universe masters, Golden Horn Master and Xianya Master. It flew across another piece of starry sky. Finally, the space beast arrived at a towering palace with countless golden horn beast carvings. The palace was huge and magnificent, and it emitted endless power. At this moment, there was a group of undying golden horn beasts flying and playing with each other on the square in front of the palace. When they saw the space beast from another bloodline flying over with a crystal ball, they all looked over curiously. "Flame Rock bloodline? What are you doing in our territory?" Some golden horn beasts frowned and asked the giant Flame Rock beast why it was here. Although they were all giant beasts of the starry sky, their branches rarely interacted with each other, unless it was related to the extinction of their race. "I'm a member of the Starry Sky God Palace. I've discovered that your children have been killed by humans. The scene before my death has been transmitted back. I am here to hand it over to you, Golden Horn Master, the giant flame rock beast said. What? Our children have been killed by humans. It's still in its infancy. Damn it! Are the humans going to start a war? The dignity of our Golden Horn Beast bloodline cannot be violated. The group of Golden Horn Beasts immediately let out roars filled with killing intent, shaking the skies. Little fellow, come in. Let me see which human dares to kill my descendant. At this moment, a vigorous voice sounded from the palace. The moment the voice sounded, all the Golden Horn Beasts, including the giant Flame Rock Beast, felt a tremor from their bloodlines. They all wanted to submit. They knew that the person who spoke was Golden Horn Master. The giant Flame Rock Beast's body also trembled, but when it reacted, it immediately flew into the palace. Greetings, Golden Horn Master. After entering the palace, the giant Flame Rock Beast saw the Golden Horn Beast with gigantic scaled wings floating at the highest point of the palace. The giant Flame Rock Beast immediately knelt down, looking extremely respectful. Although this ancient being before him was not the leader of his bloodline, just like his leader, he was one of the pioneers of the entire space beast race. To be exact, this Golden Horn Master had lived longer than his leader, and he was an extremely terrifying being. Shio! A beam of light shot out from Golden Horn Master's eyes, and he snatched the crystal ball from the giant Flame Rock Beast's claw to watch the scene of the battle before the death of the young Golden Horn Beast. Do you think the Golden Horn bloodline is easy to bully? After watching the video, Golden Horn Master's lantern-like eyes suddenly contracted. His eyes seemed to have endless whirlpools, as though the universe stars were annihilated. With a cold snort, the entire palace started to shake violently, and the air was filled with an extremely terrifying force. The next moment, there was a loud rumble, and Golden Horn Master's gigantic body disappeared. Primal Universe, Primal Chaos City. Who would have thought that Luo Feng could actually battle with Pinggu Universe country's Gu Feng to such an extent? This Gu Feng is known as a genius from the Pinggu Universe country that only appears once in a million years. He's still at the star level, yet he already has an initial grasp of the wind origin laws and space origin laws. That punk Luo Feng's ability is very strange. There's obviously no low ripples, yet he can withstand and even counterattack Gu Feng's fierce attacks. From the current situation, the two of them seem to be evenly matched, but in reality, if one of them is careless, this battle will end instantly. In the spectator stands, the group of universe country leaders focused their gazes on the battle on stage 2. Even though the battle on stage 1 had already ended, the battle between Luo Feng and Gu Feng was still very exciting. As the two of them were evenly matched, it was hard to predict who would emerge victorious, and it was even more exciting than the battle between Bolin and Manhu. In the Ganwu region, the Ganwu Universe country leader, Black Dragon Mountain country leader, and the other country leaders all looked at Luo Feng with anticipation, their expressions nervous. Only Chu Bei was as calm as ever, as though he had seen through the outcome. Luo Feng, you have the right to be my opponent. It's a pity that you've been hidden by the Ganwu Universe country for too long, otherwise we would have been able to spar a long time ago. On the stage, Gu Feng suddenly pulled apart the distance between him and Luo Feng, hovering on one side. If this was under normal circumstances, I might consider it a draw. However, the situation right now is special. I have to win. Gu Feng looked calmly at Luo Feng. As his cold voice sounded, the space around him began to rumble, and a blur of tiny energies appeared. Behind him, a huge whirlpool formed. After which, Gu Feng's hands danced. In an instant, the countless energies overlapped, almost like a beehive. The sound of space being sliced apart was chilling. This is wind thread flow. How is that possible? No matter how good this Gu Feng's talent is, he's still a star level. Over tens of millions of years, to be able to train the wind thread flow, one has to at least be a universe level 9. However, from the rhythm of the wind, that's obviously wind thread flow. The battle has already reached this point. I didn't expect Gu Feng to still have such a move hidden. If he had used the wind thread flow earlier, the battle would have ended even faster than Bolin and Man Hu's battle. Seeing the beehive-like energies surrounding Gu Feng's body, the expressions of the warriors in the stands immediately changed. They were filled with shock, almost like they had seen something unbelievable. Wind Thread Flow! This is the trump card of that punk you were talking about? It's indeed incredible! The Man Ka Universe Country Leader looked at the Pingu Universe Country Leader beside him, and said, "Half a year ago, when this little fellow cultivated the Windline style, it really gave me a fright. This was originally meant to be used against that punk Bolin. I didn't expect this Luo Feng's performance to give me so many surprises," the Pingu Universe Country Leader said, shaking his head and smiling. Not far from the stage, Bolin, who had already finished his battle, when he saw Gu Feng unleash the wind thread flow, his eyes couldn't help but flash with shock, his expression slightly moved. "Brother Han, I'm afraid Bolin won't be able to become this year's champion." A Universe Country Leader looked at the Vast Ocean Universe Country Leader and smiled. "I have to say, for this punk Gu Feng to be able to train the risk flow at the star level, his comprehension of the wind laws can be said to be the most talented in the history of humanity. However, even if he has a trump card, how could Bolin not have one too?" The Vast Ocean Universe Country Leader's expression didn't change at all, still smiling, as though he wasn't worried about Bolin going up against Gu Feng. "So that's the case. Then we'll wait and see." Hearing the Vast Ocean Universe Country Leader's words, the Universe Country Leader who spoke earlier smiled, his gaze returning to the second stage. "Senior, I didn't expect this Gu Feng to actually train the wind thread flow. In terms of battle strength, he's probably comparable to a normal level 6 universe level. Can Luo Feng take it?" Ganwu region, the Black Dragon Mountain Country Leader Lu Mubai's expression grew serious. Beside him, the Ganwu Universe Country Leader frowned too. Chu Bei smiled knowingly and didn't say anything. He just pointed at the number 2 arena and indicated for the other party to continue watching. "Chi!" In the battlefield, Gu Feng clasped his hands together and fiercely slashed down. With an ear-piercing sound, the wind tornado behind him brought along a blur of intersecting terrifying air currents and rushed towards Luo Feng's position. Everywhere the wind tornado passed, the space was torn apart, the space cracks extended in all directions, almost like a spider web, causing one to feel a chill just by looking at it. Feeling the terrifying wind blade attack that hadn't even arrived yet, Luo Feng's expression became serious. The wind thread flow's area of attack was extremely bright, engulfing the entire stage. He could choose to fly out of the arena's area of attack, but that was just another form of surrender. Swallow, Meteor Hammer Luo Feng rose into the air, his body instantly covered in a layer of black energy, almost like an armor. The black armor swiftly expanded, instantly reaching a height of 300 m. Just as Luo Feng shouted, a huge black hammer appeared in the hands of the 1,000 Zhang armored warrior. However, if one looked carefully, one would realize that the hammer wasn't made of metal, but rather was swiftly compressed by the black energy. Rumble! Before the warriors in the stands could even react, the 300 m armor around Luo Feng's body had already swung the hammer towards Gu Feng's 10,000 thread flow. In the next moment, the hammer rushed towards the wind tornado, almost like a tidal wave, its power terrifying. Wherever the sledgehammer passed, the void was smashed into pieces, causing rumbling sounds to ring out. Chapter 580. Within the battlefield, the loud rumbles continued as the huge hammer swept through the air. The black energy within was like a river, twisting the space around it. "So you haven't even used your full strength?" Looking at the incoming black energy hammer, Gu Feng looked at Luo Feng, his pupils squinting. Although he could not sense the origin source laws contained within the sledgehammer, the aura contained within it was a strange and terrifying energy. Moreover, his intuition vaguely told him that this energy was definitely not something that his wind stream could handle. Rumble! The black sledgehammer collided with the tornado. With a loud rumble, the space around them warped, forming a huge black hole. And the tornado that was able to slice through space, with its honeycomb-like energy flow, under the attack of the black hammer, was instantly shattered and swallowed by the black hole. At this time, the primal chaos square went silent. Within the battlefield, it wasn't over yet. After the black sledgehammer shattered and swallowed the tornado, it continued to move forward, heading for Gu Feng. Gu Feng regained his senses. A whirlwind immediately rose under his feet. However, just as he was about to dodge the hammer, he suddenly realized that his body was being sucked in by the formless energy from the hammer. His movements became incredibly slow. With his current speed, there was no way he could dodge the attack of the black hammer. Unable to dodge, Gu Feng could only gather all his energy in his right hand, forming a thick wall of wind before him, prepared to block the terrifying black hammer. Gotcha! However, in front of the black hammer, the wind wall that Gu Feng used all his energy on was like a thin piece of paper, having no effect at all, easily crumbling apart. Looking at the rapidly enlarging black hammer in his line of sight, Gu Feng felt an inexplicable sense of helplessness. Due to the suction force, he could not avoid it, and due to the terrifying power of the hammer, his attack appeared to be very weak. The moment the wind threads were destroyed, he knew he had already lost this battle. Luo Feng punk, let's stop here, we've lost. Just as the black hammer was about to hit Gu Feng's body, a sigh resounded above the battlefield. Pingguyu Universe country leader appeared behind Gu Feng. In the next moment, he threw out a punch, shattering the black hammer and bringing Gu Feng away from the fighting ring. During this process, the moment his fist collided with the black hammer, his expression clearly flashed. He looked at Luo Feng with even more shock in his eyes. Pengyu Zhou's Gu Feng has lost. How is this possible? He's trained in the wind line, even against a normal level 6 universe level, he has the ability to fight. That black hammer from before was Luo Feng's trump card. In the previous battle, he had actually hidden his strength so deeply. It's too scary. What kind of power is that? Even the wind streams have been shattered. From the looks of it, Luo Feng and Gu Feng's battle is far more exciting than Bolin and Man Hu's battle. On the spectating platform, all the experts recovered from their daze. The original silence was instantly broken, and it became clamorous and bustling. After that, all of them started sizing up Luo Feng once again. Their gazes were filled with passion, as if they were looking at their prey. We still underestimated him. Haha, so I actually lost to such a monster. Even Gu Feng lost, then it's only natural that I lost. In the distance, the 12 eliminated geniuses exchanged glances. They could see the shock in each other's eyes. Brother Peng, what's with your expression? On the spectator platform, Pingguyu Zhou country leader had just returned to his seat when Manka Universe country leader asked curiously. That Punk's hammer earlier, other than the peculiar swallowing attack, his energy ripples have already reached the level 8 universe level. Pingguyu Zhou country leader frowned and said, What? Level 8. Not just Gu Feng, even that punk Bolin has no chance of winning. That means, isn't he the champion this time? The future leader of the Virtual Universe Company. Manka Universe country leader took a deep breath. He glanced at Luo Feng on the stage and then at the Ganwu Universe country leader. I really don't know how he managed to nurture such a genius. As for the All Heaven shop, I'm afraid he's the sect master himself. Brother Han, that punk from the Ganwu Universe country called Luo Feng is not simple. Do you think Bolin can win now? A universe country leader asked the Vast Ocean Universe country leader again. Towards this question, this time, the Vast Ocean Universe country leader's expression darkened. He snorted coldly, his expression extremely ugly. He won. He really won. If one were to talk about the entire platform, the most excited person would be the Black Dragon Mountain country leader Lu Mubai. He was so excited that he immediately stood up. Next was the Ganwu Universe country leader. Of course, the other country leaders of the Ganwu region were also extremely happy. Even though this Luo Feng didn't come from their empire, in this universe competition, he represented their universe country. If this Luo Feng could really win the finals and become the leader of the Virtual Universe Company, then their empire would rise along with their universe country's position in the universe. Little punks, You've really let me see 2 exciting battles. With you all here, our human race will never fall, and will forever be the pinnacle race. At this moment, an ethereal voice that sounded like rolling thunder covered the clamor of the Chaos Square. After which, the primal Chaos City leader's light once again appeared in the air above the plaza. It was resplendent and glaring, releasing a powerful and terrifying energy ripple. I announce the winner of Stage 1, Vast Ocean Universe Country Bolin, from the Vast Ocean Royal Family. The winner of Stage 2, Ganwu Universe Country Luo Feng, from the Great Heaven Shop. 2 beams of light shot out from the primal Chaos City leader's light. After sweeping through all the warriors in the plaza, he said, "The final battle will begin in 6 hours." Just as the primal Chaos City leader finished speaking, the 2 fighting stages on the square disappeared with a loud boom. Different from before, this time there wasn't a new stage. Instead, there was a piece of ground with the laws embedded in it. The area it covered was much larger than the previous 2 arenas combined. Who do you think will be the final champion? I thought it would be either Bolin or Gu Feng. Who'd expect this dark horse Luo Feng to be so strong? After seeing Luo Feng's methods, it's hard to say who will win now. We just don't know what Bolin's trump card is like. We'll know in 6 hours. During the resting time after the battle, whether it was the warriors in the stands or the eliminated geniuses, they were all discussing and guessing the results of the battle. Are you confident? Vast Ocean Region, Vast Ocean Universe Country leader looked calmly at Bolin. 50%. Bolin said. You have to win. Even if you have to resort to underhanded means. Vast Ocean Universe Country leader's voice was cold. I understand. Bolin let out a long breath. 6 hours later, Luo Feng and Bolin both appeared on the battlefield. At that moment, regardless of whether it was the Universe Country Masters on the stands or the original residents of the Primal Universe in the distant sky, including Primal Chaos City leader, everyone's eyes were focused on Luo Feng and Bolin. Their eyes were filled with anticipation. You really shocked me. Bolin looked at Luo Feng, his voice calm. When Gu Feng unleashed his wind threads, I thought he would be my opponent. I didn't expect you to be hiding something as well, and even stronger. I don't care about the rewards from the Virtual Universe Company, but I can't embarrass my master. Hence, I cannot lose. Luo Feng said indifferently. Master? Ganwu Universe Country leader? Bolin glanced at the direction of the Ganwu Universe region. No, it's someone else. Luo Feng shook his head. Bolin frowned at Luo Feng's reply, but he didn't continue asking. You can't lose, and so can I. This battle, I have to win. Luo Feng didn't reply. Instead he rose into the air, after which a layer of black energy rose from his body, forming a 300 m tall armor. Rumble! With a deafening roar, a huge black hammer appeared in the armor's hand. The hammer swayed, the space around immediately warped, layers of black light surged like waves into the distance, its power terrifying. He's using his trump card right from the start. From the looks of it, the battle will end very quickly. That's true, there's no need to test him anymore. Looking at the 300 m armor on Luo Feng's body, the group of warriors was shocked. Bolin, who was in the middle of the battlefield, looked at Luo Feng and frowned, unsheathing his long sword. The long sword danced, bringing with it a fierce gale. The sword that seemed slow but was actually extremely fast blended into the gale, and there was no way it could not penetrate, making sizzling sounds. Fight! Bolin wielded his long sword, his eyes gleaming. As he roared, the long sword in his hand became a resplendent light. An endless amount of blade light gathered and formed an energy storm that engulfed the entire battlefield. In an instant, Bolin's body became illusionary, instantly splitting into 9 images, every one of them with the same energy. That's the 9 illusions' true body. How is that possible? This generation's punks are too crazy. Before there was the wind thread, now there's the 9 illusions' true body. In terms of difficulty, the 9 illusions' true body is even more difficult than the wind thread. Looking at the 9 illusionary silhouettes in the battlefield, the group of warriors was shocked, The shock in their eyes was no less than when they saw Gu Feng unleash the wind thread. Chi La! The 9 Bolins moved in unison, waving their long swords. With a buzzing sound, the 9 resplendent blade lights were glaring. The moment they shot out, the 9 silhouettes overlapped, and the 9 blade lights merged together. In an instant, the blade lights that were originally only 6 m long grew to 150 m long. The blade lights wreaked havoc in the sky, heading straight for Luo Feng. Luo Feng's expression didn't change, controlling the black hammer to meet them. Chapter 581. Rumble. In the battlefield, where they clashed, space exploded and terrifying ripples spread far and wide. Amidst the continuous explosions, the blade and the black hammer were locked in a stalemate. The former unleashed a terrifying destructive power in an attempt to annihilate the latter. The latter, on the other hand, unleashed a terrifying suction force that was madly devouring the energy within the swordlight. Indeed, Bolin can't withstand that force either. Penggu region, Gu Feng looked at the resplendent blade that was about to be destroyed, muttering to himself. However, just as Gu Feng's words left his mouth, a crisp sound rang out, and the sharp sword ray shattered. It could no longer maintain the shape of a sword, and it sank into the pitch-black hammer. Damn it! Seeing this, the vast ocean universe country leader clenched his fists, his expression extremely ugly. Rumble! After destroying the sharp sword radiance, the black sledgehammer continued to move forward towards Bolin. The current scene was the same as the wind streams that had shattered the ancient wind earlier. This Luo Feng has actually reached such a level. Just what technique is that? He can't even withstand Bolin's 9 illusion true body? From the looks of it, the champion will be this Luo Feng from the Ganwu universe country. All the spectating experts' gazes were focused on the black sledgehammer, and they couldn't help but discuss it. We're really going to win! In the Ganwu region, including Lu Mubai and the Ganwu universe country leader, the group of warriors all revealed excited expressions. Luo Feng, you've forced me! However, just as the black hammer was about to hit Bolin, the latter suddenly let out an incomparably painful howl. Not long after the howl, deep purple blood droplets appeared from Bolin's body. These blood droplets floated rhythmically on the surface of his body, burning fiercely. Amidst the burning sounds, Bolin's body shook violently, almost as though he was in inhuman pain. At the same time, his entire body began to emit a purple blood mist. His originally smooth white skin began to show large amounts of magic engravings. When Bolin stopped howling, it was as though he had evolved. Other than the burning flames on his body, there was a layer of blood-red armor. Other than that, his dark eyes turned purple as well. Merely looking at them made one's heart tremble. Immediately after, Bolin's body emitted a series of friction sounds, and a violent and terrifying aura spread out. Impossible! This energy has already reached level 9 universe level. How did he do it? Feeling the terrifying energy ripples from Bolin's body, the great beings on the viewing platform, including the various universe country leaders, all had a change of expression. The final victor can only be me. Bolin stared hard at Luo Feng, almost like a ferocious beast. Even his roar sounded like it came from the primordial times, echoing throughout the battlefield. The terrifying sound waves reverberated throughout the entire square, shattering the rubble of countless buildings. At this moment, it was as if Bolin had been possessed. He had lost the ability to think like a normal person. His roar carried a heart-palpitating cruelty and brutality, as if it was filled with endless destruction and slaughter. The source of the roar represented the most terrifying calamity in the world. I got it! Demonization, this is demonization! A million years ago, this was already a forbidden technique of the human race. Just where did he learn it from? The current situation is whether or not such forbidden techniques are allowed to be used in this competition. The Primal Chaos City leader hasn't said anything yet, does he agree? When one universe country leader saw the change in Bolin's body, the other universe country leaders all awoke, their expressions growing more and more shocked. Chi. Blood-purple flames gathered on Bolin's fist, after which he fiercely punched at the incoming black hammer. Pun! In the battlefield, the blood-purple flame fist clashed with the black hammer. This time, the black hammer finally had a change. It was still madly swallowing, however the energy within the blood-purple flames had obviously exceeded its swallowing area. Finally, with a loud explosion, the black hammer exploded, becoming countless black lights that returned to Luo Feng's body. Luo Feng frowned, immediately pulling away from Bolin, his gaze filled with caution. Luo Feng! What other moves do you have? Bolin looked coldly at Luo Feng. Even though his face was pale, his energy was obviously much stronger. The violent energy ripples caused the space around to rumble. The current Bolin, I'm afraid only undying fighters can defeat him. Demonization, it's too terrifying. It actually raised his strength to universe level 9. So what? Don't forget, the demonization is a forbidden technique. The longer he trains, the easier it is to lose his mind, until he finally becomes a demon. In the stands, the group of warriors discussed as they watched the battle, occasionally paying attention to the Primal Chaos City leader's movements. Xiao! With a sonic boom, a blood-colored rainbow flashed past. Bolin shot out. In an instant, he appeared before Luo Feng, following which he punched out. Luo Feng squinted, almost as though he was aware of the danger. He quickly weaved his hands and formed a black whirlpool, rushing forward. Pun! Due to the difference in strength, the black whirlpool only lasted for 3 seconds before it was pierced through by Bolin's punch. Luckily Luo Feng had already dodged to the side, otherwise, under that punch, even if he didn't die, he would be heavily injured. You only know how to dodge now? But don't forget, in terms of speed I far exceed you. Bolin let out a disdainful snort. Looking coldly at Luo Feng, the tattoos on his skin began to glow with a blood-red light, looking extremely demonic. Gradually the blood-purple flames on the surface of his body burned even more vigorously, and his aura rose again. After demonization, Bolin is already infinitely close to undying. Senior, we can't continue the battle. Otherwise, Luo Feng will be in danger. That's right. Let's stop the battle and see how the city leader views the demonization. Lu Mubai and the Ganwu Universe Monarch exchanged glances when they sensed that Bolin's aura was getting weaker and stronger. Their faces were filled with worry. However, just as they were about to go up and stop the battle, Chu Bei waved at them, indicating for them to calm down and continue watching. Senior Luo Feng, relax? He is my disciple. How can I watch him get injured without doing anything? Even if that punk demonizes, Luo Feng can still deal with him. Chu Bei glanced at Lu Mubai, speaking indifferently. Luo Feng, let's end it here. In the battlefield, Bolin's silhouette flashed, instantly appearing above Luo Feng's head. Just as he shouted coldly, the blood-purple flames condensed into a fire dragon, opening its mouth and roaring as it rushed towards Luo Feng. Chapter 582. Why hasn't the Ganwu Universe country leader made a move yet? Don't tell me he's just going to watch Luo Feng wither away? The Primal Chaos City leader doesn't seem to be making a move either. Don't tell me, he's really allowing Bolin to demonize? If that's the case, wouldn't that be too unfair to Luo Feng? He was about to become the champion, yet he was defeated by the demonized Bolin. Looking at the terrifying fire dragon, the warriors in the stands all looked towards the direction of the Ganwu region. However, just as they thought the Ganwu Universe country leader would make a move, they realized that even though his face was filled with worry, his body didn't move at all. It was almost as though the youth Luo Feng wasn't from the Ganwu Universe country. Swallowing huge beast. Facing the roaring fire dragon with an undying attack, Luo Feng creased his eyebrows, after which he seemed to have made a decision. After which, with a loud roar, a black light flew out from between his eyebrows. This black light, under Luo Feng's control, swiftly expanded. In an instant, the black light became a beast that was over 200 m in length. Its body was similar to a lion. Its entire body was covered in black scales, the scales gleaming with a cold light that made one shiver. Other than that, it had a pair of metal wings that were at least 300 m wide. Also, it had a single horn that seemed to pierce through the skies. The black horn had golden engravings that extended all the way to its neck, back, and tail. At first glance, the lion-shaped monster's body seemed to be covered in a layer of gold and black armor. The most frightening thing was its pair of dark golden eyes. They were like the eyes of a god, looking down on everything in the world. Just from the appearance of this gigantic monster, it was bound to be associated with cruel, tyrannical, and other such words. However, if one looked at its huge eyes, they would realize that its gaze was actually similar to Luo Feng's. How is that possible? Isn't that the space beast's Goldhorn race? Different from the humans of Earth, the warriors in the plaza were all knowledgeable and experienced. With one look, they recognized the huge beast. Why would the golden horn beast appear here? And he seems to have an unusual relationship with that Luo Feng. Gradually, the expressions of the spectating great beings changed. On the battlefield, the monster seemed to have sensed the provocation as it let out a low growl. It was like the low growl of a god, reverberating through the boundless primal chaos city. Wu, the golden horn beast, let out a low roar and charged toward the blood-purple fire dragon, opening its mouth wide. Rumble! Amid a loud boom, the sky above the battlefield darkened, and the space around the giant beast's mouth began to distort. This devouring power was far more terrifying than the previous pitch-black sledgehammer. It was as if two different types of devouring power were mixed together. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The two behemoths collided. In an instant, two opposing colors appeared in the sky above the battlefield. Half of it was black, and the other half was blood purple. Due to the stalemate, the explosions caused by the stalemate caused the space in several directions to collapse. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. As time passed, just when the great beings thought the two would disappear, the giant beast's devouring power increased again. Soon, the blood-purple fire dragon started to shake madly as if it had lost control. It rushed toward the giant beast's mouth and was completely devoured. Poochie! Just as the blood-purple fire dragon was being devoured, Bolin, who was not far away, seemed to have suffered a backlash. He kept spitting out blood. In the blink of an eye, Bolin's aura was extremely weak, and his face was extremely pale. Luo Feng looked at Bolin calmly without a hint of sympathy. He waved his right hand, and the giant beast suppressed Bolin. How dare you! You colluded with a space beast, learned its precious technique, and even dared to hurt my disciple. You don't know your place. Just as the black light ball from the giant beast's mouth was about to hit Bolin, the vast ocean universe country leader's murderous voice reverberated through the plaza. Chi La! Just as vast ocean universe country leader's enraged voice reverberated through the chaos square, the black ball of light spat out by the beast's mouth, which was about to hit Bolin, suddenly exploded and disappeared as if it had been hit by an invisible force. Then, under countless gazes, the vast ocean universe country leader appeared beside Bolin and fixed his cold gaze on Luo Feng. Luo Feng realized that the situation was not good when he met the vast ocean universe country leader's gaze. He immediately recalled the golden horn beast into his body. Little guy, what's your relationship with the Space Beast clan? Why did they teach you the race's innate godly technique? Did you leak some secret of the human race? The vast ocean universe country leader stared at Luo Feng and pointed his finger. A beam of godly rainbow shot out. Long, long, long. Wherever the godly rainbow passed, the void space collapsed. It was as if everything was still. Although the vast ocean universe country leader didn't use all his strength, the energy contained in the godly rainbow was definitely not something Luo Feng could withstand. The vast ocean universe country leader is attacking Luo Feng. Could it be that the power Luo Feng used was really taught by the Space Beast clan? But isn't Luo Feng from the Ganwu universe country's All Heavens shop? Could it be that the All Heavens shop is also related to the Space Beasts? The vast ocean universe country leader is a knight. Even a casual attack from him could easily kill Luo Feng. On the spectator stands, the great beings saw the vast ocean universe country leader attacking Luo Feng, and their expressions changed instantly. Han Feng, what reason do you have to attack a battle between juniors? Are you a sore loser? At that moment, the Ganwu universe country leader's furious voice resounded in the air above the Chaos Square. The next moment, he punched, and a dazzling fist print went toward the godly rainbow shot out by the vast ocean universe country leader. However, before the fist print of the Ganwu universe country leader could hit the godly rainbow, a dark light touched the godly rainbow even faster. Chi! The dark light and the godly rainbow clashed. The moment they touched, the godly rainbow shot out by the vast ocean universe country leader was swallowed by the dark light. The Ganwu universe country leader has indeed attacked. No, the one who blocked the attack of the vast ocean universe country leader isn't the Ganwu universe country leader. It's someone else. What? Then who could it be? That dark light's energy seems to come from the same source as the energy Luo Feng used before. However, compared to the former, the power Luo Feng is using is simply too minuscule. Countless great beings focused their gazes on the dark light that swallowed the attack of the vast ocean universe country leader. After sensing the aura fluctuations carried by the black light, their faces were immediately filled with astonishment. What? The young one can't beat him, so the old one came out? At that moment, a mocking laughter resounded in the Chaos Square. Although the voice wasn't loud, it was clear enough to be heard by everyone. Then, a young man in a purple robe appeared before Luo Feng. He crossed his arms in front of his chest and looked at the vast ocean universe country leader mockingly. Who is this? How dare he speak to the vast ocean universe country leader like that? He's from the Ganwu universe country. As for his specific identity, I don't know. The Ganwu universe country leader hasn't even spoken. How could it be his turn? At that moment, the great beings on the spectator stands all looked at Chu Bei and tried to guess his identity. Chapter 583. Are you talking to this emperor? Hearing Chu Bei's words, the vast sea universe country leader frowned. He clenched his right fist, and all sorts of origin laws revolved around it as he charged toward Chu Bei. Chu Bei smiled indifferently. He didn't even move as a layer of black ripples gushed out from his body. The black ripples were like billowing waves, and they instantly swallowed the origin law energy from the vast sea universe country leader. Seeing this, the vast sea universe country leader's expression changed abruptly. His pupils shrank, and he felt a chill in his heart. However, before he could counterattack, the black ripples had already evolved into a giant palm that held him firmly. Bound by the black ripples, the vast sea universe country leader let out a long howl as countless godly rays gushed out from his body. These godly rays were mixed with the purest origin law energy, and their aura was extremely violent. However, the moment these godly rays touched the black ripples and tried to cut it open, they disappeared with a whoosh as if they were all swallowed by the giant palm. Let me go! The vast sea universe country leader struggled, but no matter how hard he tried, he still couldn't break free from the giant palm. What made him terrified was that not only were his attacks being swallowed, but even the energy in his body was being swallowed quickly. What happened to the vast sea universe country leader? He's trapped. And he doesn't look well. It's like he's being tortured. Even among the 1008 universe country leaders, his power is ranked in the top 10. He's half a step away from becoming a universe master. Who is that guy? Is he even more powerful than the vast sea universe country leader? Looking at the scene above the battlefield, not only were the universe country leaders in the stands shocked, but even the original residents of the primal universe were in disbelief. They knew very well how powerful the vast sea universe country leader was. He was the pinnacle of the universe knights. But now, he was easily suppressed by an unknown person. How could they not be shocked? In the Ganwu area, the Ganwu universe country leader, Lu Mubai, and the other empire leaders were all shocked. They all looked at each other, as if they couldn't believe what they were seeing with their own eyes. Lu Mubai, in particular, was shocked to an indescribable extent. Previously, he had seen Chu Bei fight, so he guessed that Chu Bei had the power of a knight and could even fight against the Ganwu Universe country leader. Because of this, he respectfully addressed him as senior. However, he couldn't have imagined that his opponent was so powerful that he could easily suppress Vast Ocean Universe country leader. In terms of battle power, the Vast Ocean Universe country leader was far above the Ganwu Universe country leader. Penghu Universe country leader and Manka Universe country leader sized up Chu Bei and exchanged glances. They couldn't help but look at the Ganwu Universe country leader at the same time, their eyes filled with questions. After understanding their gazes, the Ganwu Universe country leader shook his head. I didn't expect him to be so strong. As for his origins, I don't know either. Little Feng, you did well. Chu Bei ignored the shocked gazes of the surrounding great beings. Instead, he looked at Luo Feng and gave him a look of approval. As long as you feel that I didn't embarrass you, that's good. Luo Feng clasped his fists towards Chu Bei, his expression filled with gratitude. Thank you, teacher, for helping me block the danger. This battle should have ended, but after you hit the young one, you didn't expect the old one to come out. Chu Bei smiled, patting Luo Feng's shoulder. Then I'll stand up for you from now on, and at the same time, show the might of the All-Heaven Shop. What? So Luo Feng's teacher isn't the Ganwu Universe country leader, but him. That means, isn't he the owner of the All-Heaven Shop? Now everything makes sense. The one who blocked the Vast Ocean Universe country leader's attack from the start must have been him. Even though Chu Bei and Luo Feng's conversation wasn't loud, it still clearly reached the ears of the great beings. Immediately, the Chaos Square platform and even the regions further away, the noise reached a whole new level. In the air above the battlefield, the Vast Ocean Universe country leader's cries grew more and more painful, and his expression began to twist. Under the huge black palms devouring, the Vast Ocean Universe country leader's powerful energy grew weaker and weaker, and the blood on his face began to fade. City Lord, I beg you to save me! Finally, the Vast Ocean Universe country leader turned his gaze to the resplendent light in the sky, begging the city leader for help. The Genius Pinnacle battle has ended, isn't it time to announce the results? Chu Bei looked at the city leader, his voice calm and emotionless. The city leader replied, after which his gaze swept past everyone. The Genius Pinnacle battle has ended. First place goes to the Ganwu Universe country's Luo Feng, from the All-Heaven's Shop. The Primal Chaos City leader's majestic voice drifted far away, spreading throughout the Primal Universe. Han Feng is the leader of the Vast Ocean Universe country. Even though he attacked first, for my sake, let him go. After announcing the results, the city leader's gaze fell on Chu Bei, and his voice was heard again. Chu Bei didn't let go of the Vast Ocean Universe country leader. Instead, he smiled and asked the city leader, What would you think if my disciple was defeated by that little demon? Although demonization is a forbidden technique, it's extremely difficult to cultivate, said the city leader. The Genius Pinnacle battle hasn't explicitly prohibited forbidden techniques, so if he had won, he would have been the champion. After all, this is a world where the strong preys on the weak, and power speaks for itself. The strong preys on the weak? Very well! Chu Bei's face darkened when he heard Primal Chaos City leader's words. He glanced at Vast Ocean Universe country leader, and then at Primal Chaos City leader. Then why didn't you stop him immediately after my disciple won? The city leader remained silent and didn't answer. If that's the case, why should I let him go? Chu Bei sneered and waved his left hand. Chi! Chi! At that moment, the giant black hand that bound the Vast Ocean Universe country leader suddenly clenched. With a shrill scream, the Vast Ocean Universe country leader's body exploded. However, before the flesh and blood could fly far away, they were swallowed by the suction force of the giant black palm. The Vast Ocean Universe country leader is dead. How can that be? A Pinnacle Knight died just like that. Is he looking down on the Primal Chaos City leader? The universe country leaders and the original residents of the Primal Universe were all shocked. If they hadn't seen the vast ocean universe country leader's body explode, they wouldn't have believed that a universe country leader could be killed so easily. Chapter 584. Friend, you've gone too far. Primal Chaos City Leader's angry voice came from within the ball of light. This is a world where the strong prey on the weak. I'm stronger than him, so if I want to kill him, I'll kill him. Chu Bei's lips curled into a smile. Facing the Primal Chaos City Leader's fury, he remained unmoved. You're too extreme. I'll personally escort you to 9 Stars Prison. I'll let you out after you've thought it through. Following the cold voice, the ball of light surrounding Primal Chaos City Leader suddenly released a majestic force that intimidated everyone. At that moment, the sky above Primal Chaos Square shook violently, and all the great beings on the platform felt their majestic godly force being suppressed. As for those below the universe level, their bodies trembled uncontrollably when they felt the pressure, and they couldn't help but want to submit and kowtow. Is the city leader going to make a move? Is this the energy of a universe master? How terrifying! Do you think the leader of All Heaven's shop is a match for Primal Chaos City Leader? Absolutely impossible! The city leader has lived for trillions of years, and he's the strongest of our human race. It's just a pity for the leader of All Heaven's shop. Such a powerful being is going to be locked up in 9 Stars Prison. Sensing the terrifying force released by the ball of light, the great beings watching the battle changed their expressions. On the other hand, Chu Bei stood with his hands behind his back, as if he couldn't feel the terrifying force at all. He still looked calm and relaxed. When Primal Chaos City Leader exerted pressure on him, he used Xiao Hei's power. Rumble! The space shook, and with a rumble, energy surged out of the ball of light. It also formed a huge palm print in the air, but it was purple in color. In the next moment, under countless astonished gazes, the purple palm print shattered space and slapped towards Chu Bei's location. Chu Bei's expression didn't change, and his gaze focused. The black palm that had killed vast ocean universe country leader seemed to have received an order, and it went to meet the purple palm print. Rumble! 2 incomparably huge palm prints collided. In an instant, an unparalleled energy storm swept out, bringing with it the power to destroy the world. However, in less than 3 seconds, the huge purple palm that everyone thought had the upper hand was destroyed by the huge black palm with the devouring power. Then, the giant black palm appeared in front of the dazzling ball of light enveloping the Primal Chaos City Leader and slapped it horizontally. Bang! There was a low explosion. The dazzling ball of light exploded, revealing the figure that was wrapped in it. He was high and mighty, dignified and divine. He still didn't reveal his body completely. Specks of light flowed around his body, releasing an unrivaled aura that overlooked the ages. You don't have the qualifications to hide your true appearance in front of me. At this moment, Chu Bei let out a loud shout. His voice was loud, as if an emperor was issuing a decree. His words were law. The giant black palm burst open and turned into a decree with black flames burning within it. In an instant, it attached itself to the Primal Chaos City Leader's body. In the next moment, the last specks of light that covered the Primal Chaos City Leader's appearance were completely devoured. At the same time, Chu Bei released a black light. Within the light there were black spiral fruits spiraling and dancing. The soul-stirring black light sprinkled down, giving people a heart-palpitating feeling. At this moment, he was like the Dark Emperor who had fallen. The manifestation of his Dharma power was unparalleled, turning everything into darkness. Is this the Primal Chaos City Leader's appearance? I've been in the Primal Universe for 10,000 years. This is the first time I've seen the Primal Chaos City Leader's true appearance. How is this possible? Where did the owner of the All Heaven shop come from? He actually made the Primal Chaos City Leader reveal his true appearance. In an instant, all the spectating experts on the Chaos Square looked at the Primal Chaos City Leader. On the battlefield, the Primal Chaos City Leader's true appearance was revealed. He was a burly man about 3 meters tall. He wore an extremely complicated and ancient dark red battle armor and battle boots. At the same time, a scaled tail extended from his battle skirt. When the spectating experts in the square looked at the tall man, they felt their souls tremble inexplicably. At first, they only saw a human figure, but then it was as if they saw the endless laws of the universe. The magnificent universe laws kept emitting a murderous aura, causing the souls of the spectating experts to submit completely. They didn't have any thoughts of resistance. "Where did you come from? Why have I never heard of you?" The Primal Chaos City leader, who wore dark red battle armor and had a scaled tail, looked at Chu Bei. His cold voice floated in the air again. There were 2 fiery red horns on his forehead, and there were strange engravings on his face. He looked very ferocious. However, his eyes were as calm as the vast ocean and the endless starry sky. It made people involuntarily calm down. "Terrifying, too terrifying. Why is it that when I first saw the Primal Chaos City leader, I felt like I saw the universe laws? So it's true. The universe masters themselves are the laws." The spectating experts stared at the Primal Chaos City leader, who had revealed his true appearance, and their hearts trembled. The Primal Chaos City leader was a realm that surpassed the universe knights and stood at the pinnacle of the vast universe. Why does the Primal Chaos City leader's appearance? From what I know, the Primal Chaos City leader has 3 bodies. The clone we're looking at right now is in charge of overseeing the Primal Chaos City. He's in charge of killing. Someone was surprised by the Primal Chaos City leader's appearance. What? He had 3 clones. Could they all be universe masters? The spectating experts were shocked again, and they looked at the Primal Chaos City leader with even more respect. "You're not qualified to ask about my origin." At this time, Chu Bei's calm and indifferent voice was heard. Hearing Chu Bei's words, the spectators turned their eyes to Chu Bei, and they remembered that they could see the Primal Chaos City leader's appearance clearly because of him. Thinking of this, the spectators suddenly went silent. Pairs of eyes kept switching between Chu Bei and the Primal Chaos City leader, and the atmosphere was extremely strange. As for the Primal Chaos City leader, after hearing Chu Bei's words, he frowned, and his face became gloomier. Long! Suddenly, all kinds of origin laws started to flow around the Primal Chaos City leader's body. These laws kept intertwining and spreading rapidly, forming an isolated space that just happened to envelop Chu Bei. The next moment, the Primal Chaos City leader moved. His right hand, which was surrounded by origin laws, stretched out, and it seemed to be slow and heavy as it slapped toward Chu Bei with terrifying power. Hong! The Primal Chaos City leader's palm looked like it was only a little bigger than an ordinary person's palm, but it seemed to be able to control everything in the world. Although the speed of his slap wasn't fast, the moment he slapped out, not only the isolated space, but the entire primal universe went silent. Even the sea of stars in the deepest part of the primal universe, which was originally raging with storms and waves, suddenly calmed down, as if it was frozen, like a vast mirror with no end. In his palm, in addition to the origin laws flowing, there was also the rotation of the sun, moon, and stars, the creation of the world, and the evolution of chaos. Let me see what gives you the confidence to look down on me. At the same time, the Primal Chaos City leader's majestic voice rang in the ears of all the powerful beings. Do you think that the path of cultivation has come to an end? What a joke! Your so-called master of the universe is also known as a true immortal in the wider world. Chu Bei put his hands behind his back. Facing the Primal Chaos City leader's stronger slap, his expression didn't change at all. Although a true immortal is considered to have entered the door of a powerful being, it's still far from the path of cultivation. As his calm voice fell, Chu Bei moved. He took a step forward and instantly passed through the Primal Chaos City leader's giant palm. During this process, just as Chu Bei's body came into contact with the huge palm print, the palm print that carried a monstrous might suddenly disappeared. To be exact, it was swallowed by the iron-lumped shadow that mysteriously appeared behind Chu Bei. Then, under everyone's gaze, Chu Bei appeared in front of the Primal Chaos City leader. He stretched out his left hand, and a long black ray of light extended from his fingertips. In an instant, it clasped the Primal Chaos City leader's neck and lifted him up like a chicken. In terms of body size, Chu Bei was one size smaller than the Primal Chaos City leader. Although this scene was extremely strange, no one said anything. Because everyone who saw this scene was completely shocked at this moment. They fell into a daze, including the universe country leaders. They couldn't believe that the Primal Chaos City leader, who had entered the realm of Master of the Universe, would be so easily choked by someone else. One. The Primal Chaos City leader's expression changed immediately. However, just as he was about to mobilize the origin laws of the entire primal universe to counterattack, the black ray of light that was choking his neck directly probed into his body. In an instant, his tyrannical aura was disintegrated, and the terrifying power he released disappeared. It was as if he had suddenly become an ordinary person. The Primal Chaos City leader tried to struggle, but he suddenly realized that he couldn't mobilize any godly power in his body. He couldn't even mobilize the origin laws. At that moment, he couldn't help but think of the situation that the vast universe country leader was in previously. How? How is this possible? The Primal Chaos City leader was defeated. Just like the vast universe country leader, he was restrained. His origin laws were swallowed. Even if it's the talent of the Space Beast clan, it can't be so terrifying that it can instantly suppress the Primal Chaos City leader. Could it be that this mysterious person has already surpassed the realm of Master of the Universe and ascended to a higher realm? Do you remember what he said just now? A Master of the Universe is equivalent to a true immortal. What kind of cultivation system does this true immortal have? And the wider world that he mentioned, what is it? Thinking back to what Chu Bei said just now, countless great beings who were watching the battle frowned and exclaimed with confusion in their eyes. Chapter 585. Even the Primal Chaos City leader is no match for him? In the Immensity Ocean region, the kings of the empires were all mumbling to themselves. Every single one of them looked at Chu Bei with eyes filled with deep fear. When the Immensity Ocean country leader was killed, they placed their hopes on the Primal Chaos City leader, hoping that he would uphold justice for them. But who would have thought that even the existence that stood at the pinnacle of the human race would not be a match for this person of unknown origin? Too strong! Looking at Chu Bei in the isolated space, the great beings in the Ganwu region felt as though they were struck by lightning, their expressions numb. This was especially true for the monarch who was the first to question Chu Bei. He subconsciously swallowed his saliva as a look of lingering fear appeared on his face. Luckily, this powerful being didn't care about him. Otherwise, he would have disappeared from this world. The natives of the primal universe all sucked in a breath of cold air. They glanced at each other and looked at each other in dismay. All of these experts were at a loss for what to do, and they were like statues that had been struck by lightning. Never in their wildest dreams would they have imagined that their faith would one day become the prey for others to slaughter. Lu Mubai, this senior of yours, is he really a human? The Ganwu Universe country leader looked at Lu Mubai stunned. His brain seemed to have lost the ability to think. He stood there motionless like a piece of wood, staring blankly at Chu Bei in the middle of the battlefield. If he's not a human, the primal universe should have rejected him, Lu Mubai replied. He was also incomparably shocked. This senior had brought him shock time and time again, breaking his guesses time and time again. He was glad that he didn't attack him the first time they met. Instead, he chose to befriend him. Do you think that with his power surpassing that of the Primal Chaos City leader, he would still be suppressed by the primal universe? The Ganwu Universe country leader asked again. This? Lu Mubai frowned. From what I see, Senior shouldn't be a killer. Otherwise, with his power, if he's really from another race, do you think we'll be able to live until now? You've reached the level of the huge axe creator. On the battlefield, Primal Chaos City leader stopped struggling and stared at Chu Bei. Perhaps, Chu Bei replied calmly. The primal Chaos City leader was at the pinnacle of the true immortal realm, and the huge axe founder, whose strength was above the primal Chaos City leader, should also be at the immortal king realm. However, the exact immortal king realm level would only be known after they met. Did you hear what the primal Chaos City leader said? This mysterious man is actually comparable to the huge axe creator. Oh my god! This is crazy! Huge axe creator, that's the strongest warrior of our human race, one of the pinnacle existences of all races in the universe. Come to think of it, I've lived for 1,000,000 years, but I've only seen Lord Founder once. I wonder when he will come out of seclusion again. His existence is the fundamental reason why our human race has always been the top race. Hearing the primal Chaos City leader mention the huge axe creator, all the great beings, including the universe country leaders, looked at Chu Bei with shock. Senior, the city leader has protected the human race for trillions of years, please let him go. Black Dragon Mountain country leader Lu Mubai reacted. Thinking of the primal Chaos City leader's current situation, he hurriedly pleaded with Chu Bei. Who should be killed, who shouldn't be killed, I have my own decision. Chu Bei glanced at Lu Mubai, then looked at the primal Chaos City leader. I won't kill you, but you attacked me first, you should be punished severely. These calm words came out of Chu Bei's mouth. The next moment, there was a loud explosion and the primal Chaos City leader's body was blown away. Looking over, the primal Chaos City leader's complex and ancient dark red armor had been shattered into pieces, his entire body was covered in blood, and the scaled tail that extended out from his battle skirt had been broken into many pieces, fresh blood flowing nonstop. It was a ghastly sight. The primal Chaos City leader's breathing was chaotic, his eyes stared straight at Chu Bei, as if he wanted to say something, but he didn't. The universe you all know is just a corner of the vast world. Have you all been to the depths of the universe ocean? Chu Bei's eyes were deep, his words were not only directed at the primal Chaos City leader, but also to all the great beings. Depths of the universe ocean? Hearing Chu Bei's words, the universe country leaders in the Chaos Square looked at each other and murmured. Unlike the original universe, the universe ocean was filled with danger, and even universe knights who were as strong as them could die at any time in the universe ocean. The deeper one went into the universe ocean, the more dangerous it was, and there were rumors that 1,000,000 years ago, even the strongest great being of a race had died there. You came from the depths of the universe ocean? Compared to the other great beings, the primal Chaos City leader obviously knew more about the terror of the universe ocean. And because he knew more, his expression was even more shocked. Mr. City Leader, bad news, there's an invasion of another race. Without waiting for Chu Bei to answer the primal Chaos City leader's question, a warrior in blue armor flew over from afar and quickly landed on the Chaos Square, his face filled with anxiety. What? An invasion of another race. How dare you? How dare you invade our human race? Do you want to die? Speak, which race is it? Hearing the warrior's words, the universe country leaders all changed their expressions. It had been so many eras, and they had never heard of any other race invading the human race. The space beasts. The leader is Golden Horn Master. The warrior in blue armor immediately answered. Panlai Universe Country Sky River Galaxy has been completely annihilated. What? The space beasts. At this time, the universe country leaders all frowned. If it were any other small race, they wouldn't have to worry at all, but the space beasts were like the human race, one of the pinnacle races in the vast universe. Does Golden Horn Master want to start a war with us humans? Why is he attacking us humans? A universe country leader asked. They all knew about Golden Horn Master. He was the strongest great being of the Golden Horn race, and his status was similar to the primal Chaos City leader's status in the human race. He wants us to hand over the person who killed the young of his race. He even threatened to stop the killing when we hand over that person. Speaking of which, the warrior in blue armor looked at the primal Chaos City leader. Mr. City Leader, but we don't even know who he's looking for. Please help us. Let's go take a look first. The primal Chaos City leader's gaze focused, and with a wave of his hands, the origin laws of the primal universe immediately rushed into his body and quickly healed his injuries. Following which, he took a step forward and disappeared. Let's go. The universe country leaders and other great beings exchanged glances and immediately made a decision, leaving the primal universe almost simultaneously and heading towards Panlai universe country. Chubei brought Luo Feng and followed closely behind with a smile on his face. Chapter 586. Panlai Universe Country, Sky River Galaxy. In the starry sky, a lion-like behemoth with a body length of more than 10,000 meters stood above the starry sky. Its entire body was covered with black scales, and the scales were shining with a cold light that sent chills down one's spine. Other than that, it also had a pair of wings that were at least 30,000 meters wide and looked like they were made of steel. The most eye-catching part was the golden horns on its head that were about to pierce the sky. There were a total of 10 of them. Every golden horn was surrounded by a dazzling golden light that spread all the way to its neck, back, and tail. At first glance, its entire body looked like it was covered with a layer of gold and black armor. The most terrifying part was its pair of dark golden eyes, which were like the eyes of a god, overlooking everything in the world. Roar! A cold and brutal roar came from its mouth, causing the starry sky to tremble. Damn it! Is this Golden Horn Master crazy? Does he want to destroy our universe country? Don't worry, someone has already gone to the primal universe to ask for the country leader's help. So what if he's Golden Horn Master? How dare he attack our human race like this? He won't have a good ending. Countless great beings in Panlai universe country looked at the behemoth that was wantonly destroying and killing the humans in fear and unease. Their eyes were filled with hatred. Chi! Chi! At this moment, there were a few emperors surrounding Golden Horn Master. They were continuously using their strongest attacks to attack Golden Horn Master. However, amidst the explosions, the lights from the attacks dissipated, and Golden Horn Master's scales were not damaged at all. Those lords are all emperors. The most powerful beings in our universe country. Even the combined attacks of these lords couldn't hurt it? They couldn't even break its outer scales. Maybe only the country leader can deal with him. Golden Horn Master is one of the pioneers of the Space Beast race, and he's also the strongest of the Golden Horn race. From what I know, his level has already surpassed the country leader's night level. I'm afraid even the country leader is no match for him. Looking at the unharmed Golden Horn Master from afar, the great beings from Panlai Universe country looked terrible. A bunch of ants from the human race. In the starry sky, Golden Horn Master glanced at the emperors around him with disdain. He snorted coldly, and his voice reverberated in the galaxy like a god. As Cold in the Forest shouted, Golden Horn Master's huge claws swept across, and several rays of sharp light shot out and appeared in front of the emperors. Chi La! The group of emperors hurriedly waved their hands to block the attack. However, the attack of Golden Horn Master was obviously not something they could withstand. They were sliced into several pieces, and fresh blood spurted out. Milord and the others are dead! The Golden Horn Master opened his huge mouth just as the expert in the distance let out a cry of terror. Rumble! Accompanied by a loud roar, the stars around the Golden Horn Master gradually dimmed, as though their light was being sucked away. Then, the entire Milky Way galaxy began to distort. One star after another rapidly shrank and flew toward the giant mouth until they were swallowed. Gone! Our home is gone! What kind of person is he looking for? The group of great beings from Panlai Universe country turned pale as they looked at the distorted and disappearing Milky Way galaxy. Their terrified expressions were as though they had seen a ghost in broad daylight. Roar! Roar! At this moment, a few more roars came from behind the Golden Horn Master. In the blink of an eye, 7 huge golden horn beasts appeared behind Golden Horn Master, and they carried the same terrifying aura. 7 more! They have 9 golden horns, which is the symbol of a universe night. Looking at the 7 new golden horn beasts, the great beings from Punlai Universe Country turned even paler. "When we find that human, we'll stop the killing!" Golden Horn Master's voice was cold, and it carried a majestic and terrifying sound wave that spread in all directions. "Yes, Ancestor!" The 7 golden horn beasts with the power of Universe Knights nodded respectfully at Golden Horn Master. Then they looked toward the human great beings in the distance at the same time. Their eyes were filled with bloodlust. "Golden Horn, you've gone too far!" Just as the 7 golden horn beasts were about to attack the human great beings, a faint voice floated from the space. The next moment, there was a ripple in the space, and a few figures appeared. "His Majesty is back!" "Huh! Who's that speaking?" "Even His Majesty is standing behind him." That's Primal Chaos City Leader! The ruler of the Primal Universe, the most powerful great being of the human race other than Huge Axe Creator." "What? He's Primal Chaos City Leader! The ones following behind him should be the venerable ones of the human clan. That means we can take our revenge!" The surviving great beings from Punlai Universe Country recognized Primal Chaos City Leader and the other Universe Country leaders, and they were all excited. "Primal Chaos City Leader, you humans killed my children first. Can't you allow me to kill some ants to vent my anger?" Golden Horn Master looked at Primal Chaos City Leader coldly. Facing the latter's fury, there was no fear on his face. "Give me that person, and I'll leave!" Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Golden Horn Master expressionlessly. "What evidence do you have to prove that we humans killed your children? Take a look for yourself!" Golden Horn Master snorted and threw out a crystal ball. Then an image was projected into the space. In the image, there was an ocean, and a golden horn beast with a body of only 200 to 300 meters was fighting with 2 Star Traveler level humans. Just as it was about to severely injure the 2 Star Traveler level humans and was about to kill them, a man in a purple robe appeared. Then, with a casual point of his finger, he wiped out the soul of the young golden horn beast and refined its body into an avatar. Could that man in the purple robe be the one Golden Horn Master is looking for? The great beings from Punlai Universe Country all focused their attention on the man in the purple robe and exclaimed, It's him! So the person Golden Horn Master was talking about is the owner of All Heaven's shop. Do you remember that the owner of All Heaven's shop once said he killed a space beast? I didn't expect him to be referring to this young Golden Horn beast. Golden Horn Master even came looking for him. Unlike the great beings from Punlai Universe Country, when the group of Universe Country leaders recognized the man in the purple robe in the image, they were all stunned and their pupils dilated. Then, all the Universe Country leaders looked at Chu Bei in unison. Their eyes were filled with shock and astonishment. Even the Primal Chaos City leader looked surprised. Then, he seemed to have thought of something. When he looked at the Golden Horn Master again, there was a playful look on his face, as well as some sympathy. Oh my God! Did you see that? The man in the purple robe Golden Horn Master is looking for is there. Following the gaze of the Universe Country leaders, the group of people from Punlai Universe Country also saw Chu Bei. Suddenly, their mouths were wide open. So you're here! Great, I don't have to look for you again. At this time, Golden Horn Master also noticed Chu Bei's presence and snorted coldly. Then, Golden Horn Master looked at Primal Chaos City leader and pointed his sharp claws at Chu Bei. He said coldly, The person I'm looking for is him. Hand him over to me, and I'll let this matter rest. Hearing Golden Horn Master's words, Primal Chaos City leader laughed. The group of Universe Country leaders beside him also showed strange and playful expressions. Their eyes were filled with anticipation. After all, when they were at Chaos Square, they saw with their own eyes that even Primal Chaos City leader was suppressed by the leader of All Heaven's shop. Besides, according to what Primal Chaos City leader said, the power of this leader of All Heaven's shop had reached the level of Huge Axe Creator. Huge Axe Creator was known as a Universe Supreme Master. Golden Horn Master was indeed very powerful, but he was still at the level of a Universe Master, just like Primal Chaos City leader. In front of a universe supreme master, he was still far from enough. Golden Horn, I won't interfere in the matters between you and him. Primal Chaos City leader smiled at Golden Horn Master and shrugged. Chapter 587. In the claw print, a small amount of force spread far and wide, like a rolling river pouring down. The great beings from Punlai Universe Country who were watching the fight trembled. Plop! Plop! One by one, they fell to the ground, trembling. A group of Universe Country leaders instinctively released their godly light to shine on the great beings who were below the undying level. Even so, it did not have much effect. The people who were watching the fight still felt as if they had fallen into an ice cellar, as if they were in hell. In the end, it was Primal Chaos City leader who stepped in to help them get rid of the terrifying force. Too scary! The group of cultivators from Punlai Universe Country wiped off the cold sweat on their foreheads. They looked as if they had just survived a disaster. As for Chu Bei, he looked calmly at the black claw print that was charging toward him. His expression did not change at all. Just as the black claw print was about to hit him, he raised his hand casually and pointed with a finger. Instantly, a black ripple shot out from Chu Bei's fingertip. It carried the aura of the immortal path and went toward the black claw print. Hong Long! The black ripple and the black claw print collided, and the sound was earth-shattering. In an instant, the black claw print was shattered into nothingness. Witnessing this scene, Golden Horn Master's huge eyes suddenly shrank, and a touch of astonishment appeared on his face. When he came back to his senses, the astonishment was gone. Instead, it was replaced by seriousness and vigilance. Golden Horn Master frowned and sized up Chu Bei again. Although he had not used all his strength in the previous attack, he had used 80% of his strength. Even a Pinnacle Universe Knight would not be able to withstand or even destroy it so easily. I have underestimated your power! Golden Horn Master looked at Chu Bei and said in a low voice. Then he glanced at Primal Chaos City leader and recalled his playful smile. No wonder he said he would not interfere in our affairs! Chu Bei ignored Golden Horn Master. He urged the black ripple to continue moving forward. With a frightening godly power, it covered the starry sky. In the blink of an eye, it appeared in front of Golden Horn Master. Golden Horn Master seemed to have sensed danger. He let out a loud roar, and the 10 golden horns on his head flew out at the same time toward the black ripple. Gotcha! However, the black ripples were far more terrifying than he had imagined. Even the invincible golden horn, which was comparable to a Universe Supreme Master's godly weapon, was completely broken into several pieces by the black ripples. How is this possible? Looking at the broken golden horn, the Golden Horn Master was stunned. There was a brief moment where he was absent-minded. What kind of power is this? He actually managed to break the ancestor's golden horn. How could that be? Could it be that that fellow is already strong enough to compete with the ancestor? Looking at the 10 broken golden horns on the battlefield, the 7 Universe Knight-level golden horn beasts standing behind Golden Horn Master, who were watching the battle, were taken aback. When they came back to their senses, they looked at each other in disbelief. After that, the 7 giant beasts communicated with their eyes and appeared on the battlefield at the same time, standing on either side of the Golden Horn Master. Patriarch, we are here to help you. 2 golden horn beasts were the first to open their mouths. They transformed into godly lights and charged toward Chu Bei. Are you trying to protect your master? That's interesting. Come back, all of you. Chu Bei's mocking voice and Golden Horn Master's anxious reprimand reverberated in the starry sky at the same time. Golden Horn Master's expression changed drastically. However, before he could stop the 2 Universe Knight-level Golden Horn beasts, Chu Bei had already charged forward. He waved his fist, and it was still simple and direct. However, it contained supreme godly power and was mixed with all kinds of techniques and theories. The moment he punched out, the stars in the sky appeared behind him. Between his fists there was a river of stars surrounding him. It was as if the sun, moon, and stars were rolling along with him. The scene was terrifying. Pun! Accompanied by an explosion, time and space seemed to come to a standstill under Chu Bei's punch. Under the gaze of all the great beings present, the two universe night-level golden horn beasts exploded and disappeared without a trace. Roar! You killed my people. I won't rest until you're dead. Golden Horn Master rushed over, but it was too late. Looking at the direction where the two universe night-level golden horn beasts had disappeared, he suddenly seemed to have gone mad. He roared toward the sky, and his roar was filled with murderous intent. However, he was unwilling to give up. Even though he was filled with hatred, he couldn't even touch the corner of Chu Bei's clothes. What? I only killed 2 of your subordinates. Do you still feel the pain of losing your people? Chu Bei clasped his hands behind his back and looked at the Golden Horn Master coldly. His voice became low and deep. When you destroyed a galaxy and massacred hundreds of millions of humans, did you ever think about how their loved ones felt? The extremely cold voice floated from the starry sky and resounded in the minds of all the Universe Country Masters and all the people from Punlai Universe Country. Sir, kill Golden Horn Master. Avenge us. Hearing Chu Bei's words, the great beings around felt their blood boiling. They all looked at Chu Bei with respect and admiration. They clenched their fists and shouted, "They are not only my people, but they are also my heirs." Golden Horn Master glared at Chu Bei and let out a heart-wrenching roar. His huge eyes were filled with blood vessels. Not only the dead Universe Night-level Golden Horn Beasts, but the 5 Golden Horn Beasts behind him were also his heirs. However, due to his status in the race, regardless of whether it was the direct descendants or the collateral descendants, they all called him ancestor. He came here to avenge the young star-level Golden Horn Beasts, not for revenge, but to establish the prestige of the Golden Horn Beasts. But now, the death of the 2 Universe Night-level Golden Horn Beasts had truly aroused his murderous intent. Roar! Golden Horn Master let out another roar, and his body became even bigger. It was also at this moment that its originally golden scales turned completely black. It opened its huge mouth and took a deep breath. First, the origin source laws and the surroundings surged into its mouth. Then, the distorted stars gathered towards its huge mouth. Retreat! Feeling Golden Horn Master's huge mouth, which was like a black hole that wanted to swallow everything in the universe, the group of Universe Country leaders and other great beings were all shocked. Under this terrifying devouring power, they were shocked to find that the godly power in their bodies was about to seep out of their bodies. They came back to their senses and flew away immediately. At the same time, the 5 Universe Night-level Golden Horn Beasts behind Golden Horn Master immediately retreated, as if they were afraid of being affected by Golden Horn Master's devouring power. Are you ready to fight to the death? Sensing the fluctuation of Golden Horn Master's aura, Primal Chaos City leader frowned, then shook his head. Unfortunately, you have found the wrong opponent. Just as Primal Chaos City leader sighed, there was a loud rumble. A huge iron lump master appeared before Chu Bei. One! 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 The iron lump master opened his huge mouth and brought out a black brilliance. Like water waves, it spread toward Golden Horn Master. Chapter 588. Did all of you notice it? The mouth of the mysterious object in front of All Heaven's Shop Master has the same devouring power. The great beings who were watching the battle looked at the phantom of Xiaohei, and they were shocked. The next moment, under countless shocked gazes, the 2 dark forces on the battlefield crashed into each other. Amidst the terrifying roar, the 2 devouring powers intertwined and released a terrifying darkness. Impossible! Why does that human have the talent of our space beast race? What is going on? Feeling the terrifying devouring power from the phantom of Iron Lump, the 5 night-level Golden Horn Beasts behind Golden Horn Master looked at each other in disbelief. Roar! Golden Horn Master fixed his cold gaze on the phantom of Xiao He. After feeling the similar but more terrifying devouring power, he roared again. It was as if he had made a difficult decision, and his expression became more ferocious. Drops of black blood seeped out of his body and burned on the surface of his scales. Almost at the same time, the devouring power in his giant mouth rose to another level. "In front of me, your so-called talent is just a joke," said Golden Horn Master. "What you are doing is nothing but a meaningless struggle." From the beginning to the end, Chu Bei was very calm. Even when Golden Horn Master was burning his blood origin, his emotions did not fluctuate at all. As his calm voice faded, Chu Bei raised his right hand slightly, and a ball of black light entered the body of the phantom of Xiao He. Suddenly, the phantom of Xiao He released a glaring light. With a buzzing sound, it appeared in front of Golden Horn Master. Golden Horn Master seemed to have sensed danger, and his pupils shrank. However, he had already exerted the devouring power to the extreme and had no more trump cards. Chi! Chi! Suddenly, a terrifying black storm swept around the phantom of Xiao He and enveloped Golden Horn Master. After a while, when the dark storm dissipated, the group of universe country leaders could once again see the battlefield clearly. All that was left was the silhouette of the iron lump, whose body had expanded by several times. As for Golden Horn Master, he was nowhere to be found. "The Patriarch's aura has disappeared. Was the Patriarch devoured by that iron lump monster?" "No. Impossible. Devouring all things is our innate ability. How could he lose in this ability?" The 5 night-level Golden Horn beasts looked at the battlefield and looked at each other. Although they couldn't believe that their ancestor had been swallowed, it was a fact. "Retreat!" After recovering from the shock, the 5 night-level Golden Horn beasts hurriedly entered the void space. However, before they could escape Punlai Cosmic Nation, the iron lump of unknown origin appeared above their heads. A devouring force that they could not resist gushed out, instantly dragging them into the darkness. Then, under the gazes of countless experts, the iron lump that had opened its mouth and spat out a terrifying devouring power flew back into Chu Bei's body. On the battlefield, everything became quiet again. If it weren't for the distorted void space and the disappearing galaxy, they would have thought that nothing had happened. Dead? Including Golden Horn Master, all the Golden Horn beasts are dead. Master is mighty! This is the consequence of invading our human race's territory. The great beings who were watching the battle from all directions exclaimed after recovering from the shock. Their faces were filled with excitement, and they looked at Chu Bei with even more admiration. The group of universe country leaders looked at Chu Bei and exchanged glances with each other. Their expressions were all strange. Broadcast the video of the battle to the entire universe. Make sure all the races can see it. Just as countless great beings were exclaiming in excitement, Primal Chaos City Leader ordered. Hearing what Primal Chaos City Leader said, the group of universe country leaders immediately understood what he was thinking. He wanted to use the death of Golden Horn Master to establish the prestige of the human race and intimidate the other races. In the vast universe, there were 6 pinnacle races and 3 superpowers. The 6 pinnacle races were the human race, the bug clan, the automaton race, the demon race, the crystal race, and the prison race. The 3 superpowers were the Ancestral Gods School, the Northern Territory Alliance, and the Space Beast Alliance. It had been 2 hours since Chu Bei killed Golden Horn Master. Prison Ocean was a remote space. It was also the hometown of the prison race, one of the 6 pinnacle races. Among the prison race, the one with the highest status was Devil Ancestor of the prison race. He was a supreme being who was infinitely close to becoming a universe supreme master. Looking around, in the central region of the space where the prison race was located, there was a continuous mountain range that emitted endless cold air. There were countless stairs on every level of the mountain range. They extended to the top until they reached the end of the starry sky. On every step, there was a powerful life form of the prison race. Their towering aura enveloped the entire vast and lofty mountain range. This mountain range was the ancestral mountain of the prison race. Shio! A being pierced through the void space and flew toward the peak of the ancestral mountain. Recognizing the identity of this figure, the powerful prison guards on the stairs hurriedly bowed respectfully. Guess why Ba Lion Master is here? Needless to say, it must be because of that great being from the human race who killed Golden Horn Master. My guess is the same. Just as the guards were wondering what was going on, the figure appeared in a hall at the top of the mountain. Ba Lion, why are you here? A being appeared on the throne in the middle of the palace. It was silver all over, and it looked like a human. It had a long, sharp scorpion tail that extended and surrounded half of the palace. Under the silver head, a pair of red eyes looked down at Ba Lion Master. Devil Ancestor, this is the image released by the human race not long ago. Take a look at it yourself. Ba Lion Master crushed a crystal ball in his hand. In an instant, the image of Chu Bei killing Golden Horn Master appeared in the palace. Golden Horn Master was killed. Who is this person? Prison Clan Devil Ancestor frowned when he saw the image. Ba Lion Master shook his head. I'm afraid only great beings from the human race know his identity. Damn it! Who would have thought that during the time I was in seclusion, the human race would have another Universe Supreme Master other than Hugh Jax? Prison Clan Devil Ancestor's voice became low. If this is the case, it will be even more impossible for us to occupy the territory of the human race. Demon Race. In an ocean of stars, two giant beings woke up from a deep sleep. Beside them were 12 universe masters from the demon race. These two giant beings were the two universe supreme masters of the demon race. They were Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor. The human race, the bug race, and the automaton race only have one universe supreme master each. Shock Demon Ancestor said coldly. Our demon race has you and me. I didn't expect the human race to have another one. Shock Demon Ancestor said coldly. If Primal Chaos City Leader takes the last step, then the human race will have 3 Universe Supreme Masters. Dream Demon Ancestor frowned. I can't figure out where this Universe Supreme Master who killed Golden Horn Master came from. There's no need to worry too much. This fellow has only just become a Universe Supreme Master. He's no match for the two of us. Shock Demon Ancestor looked at the Universe Masters beside him. Increase the surveillance on the human race. Report to me immediately if there's anything going on. Yes, Demon Ancestor. The 12 Universe Masters answered at the same time. Chapter 589. Bug Clan Territory. A gigantic purple sphere that was 1 trillion kilometers tall floated in the sky. On the surface of the sphere, there were layers of twisted engravings that looked like human veins. Shio! Shio! The sea of stars churned as 6 streaks of light flew into the huge purple sphere. Inside the purple sphere, there was a beautiful palace. 6 Bug Clan queens, covered in a layer of transparent gauze, entered the palace and bowed respectfully to the Bug Clan queen on the throne. The Bug Clan queen looked down, and her voice was full of charm. She said slowly, "No need to say anything. I know why you're here. First, investigate this person's identity. First, it was Teacher Origin, then Hugh Jax World Creator, and now another one. The territory of the human race seems to be a good place. Automaton race. Father God, what do you think of the message released by Primal Chaos City Leader?" A few towering figures that looked like they were made of metal knelt before a gigantic black oval sphere. They were very respectful. "You should ask the space beasts," said a dark voice. "The death of Golden Horn Master has nothing to do with us. The only thing that surprises me is that another Universe Supreme Master has emerged from the human race." A powerful thought was transmitted from the black oval sphere. Throughout the vast universe, not only the demon race, Bug Clan, and automaton race, but all the other races were discussing the image released by Primal Chaos City Leader. While they were all shocked, they were all guessing Chu Bei's identity. Human race, primal universe. How's the situation outside? Primal Chaos City Leader asked a Universe Knight who had just flown to him. Everything is as you expected. That Universe Knight looked at Primal Chaos City Leader respectfully. Now all the races are talking about the owner of All Heaven's shop. In their eyes, the owner of All Heaven's shop is the new Universe Supreme Master of the human race. That's great! Primal Chaos City Leader nodded with satisfaction after hearing what the Universe Knight had said. This was the effect he wanted. He wanted to use Chu Bei's power to intimidate the other races. Chu Bei was well aware of the Primal Chaos City Leader's plan, but he didn't care. What's more, it would be of great help to his reputation in the Devouring Star realm. The reputation displayed on the system interface showed that both he and the All Heavens shop had exceeded 80, and this number was still rising at a speed visible to the naked eye. On the other side, every corner of the Divine Space Mountain, which belonged to the giant beasts of starry sky, was filled with endless sorrowful roars. Groups of giant starry sky beasts hovered above the mountain range, their roars mixed with monstrous killing intent. Especially the golden horn beasts, their eyes were all bloodshot. That damned human actually killed old ancestor Golden Horn. First, he killed our young children, then he killed old ancestor Golden Horn. This human is looking down on us. Old ancestor Xianye, you must avenge old ancestor Golden Horn. In a palace, hundreds of golden horn beasts at the night level were looking at Xianye Master, who was sitting at the head of the table, with hatred written all over their faces. Universe Supreme Master. He is not someone I can deal with. However, old ancestor Golden Horn's death, even if he is the Universe Supreme Master, he will have to pay the price. Xianye Master's expression was cold, and his cold voice was filled with killing intent. As soon as he finished speaking, his enormous body swayed and then disappeared. When the scene of Chu Bei killing old ancestor Golden Horn spread throughout the universe, the 1008 universe countries of the human race also witnessed the scene through the broadcast. Other than that, they also witnessed the entire process of the Genius Pinnacle battle. That's great. That's great. The champion is from our Ganwu universe country. Our position in the universe country will definitely rise greatly in the future. More accurately, the champion is from our Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Who would have thought that the champion of this year's Genius Pinnacle battle would be the dark horse Luo Feng? Now that I think about it, there's nothing to be shocked about. After all, that Luo Feng's teacher is the strongest of our human race. Even universe country leaders and Primal Chaos City leaders are no match for him. That's true. Even Golden Horn Master of the giant beasts of starry sky beasts was killed by him. What do you think about the conditions of the All Heavens shop? Even I want to join. The 1008 universe countries of the human race were in an uproar. They were all discussing intensely about Chu Bei and the Genius Pinnacle battle. Especially in the Ganwu universe country, all the warriors were excited and cheering. Earth Alliance headquarters. Before long, our Earth will become famous because of this Genius Pinnacle battle. Who would have thought that the leader is actually the strongest of the entire universe? Now that I think about it, for him to become the leader of our Earth, it's our great fortune. We have to train hard. We can't tarnish the All Heavens shop's name when we leave Earth. Within the Alliance building, the Alliance leader, Hong, Thunder God, and the other upper echelons watched the projection, all of them excited. Su Xian, that punk Luo Feng has already become the #1 genius of humanity. And we are still unable to fly away from Earth. How long do you think it'll take for us to explore the universe? Jian Region's 3rd High School's small path, Wei Wen looked up and sighed. Didn't Sir Overlord say that even the worst of them would only be able to stay for 3 years at most? That day won't be far. Su Xian clenched her fists, her gaze resolute. Dad, Mom, did you see that? Brother has become the champion of the entire universe's Genius Pinnacle battle. In a simple house, Luo Hua pointed at the television, shouting out in shock. This must be our family's good deeds from our past lives, to allow little Feng to become the leader's disciple. Gong Axian Lan's gaze was fixed on Chu Bei's body on the television screen, extremely respectful. In the following period of time, universe country leaders and even absolute beings that were in closed-door training all year round came to visit Chu Bei. Amongst them, there were even universe masters. All universe knights and universe masters come to Primal Chaos City. Within the Ganwu universe country, Chu Bei, Luo Feng, Lu Mubai and the others were being warmly welcomed by the Ganwu universe country leader. However, at this time, the Ganwu universe country leader received a letter. It was a letter from the Primal Chaos City leader. HM? Did something big happen? Looking at the blood-red letter in the hands of the Ganwu universe country leader, the Black Dragon Mountain country leader Lu Mubai frowned. Amongst all the human universe countries, a red letter represented the most urgent situation. Normally, it wouldn't be used. The last time it was used was during the war between the human race and the prison clan. Senior, do you want to come along? Ever since Chu Bei defeated the Primal Chaos City leader, the Ganwu Universe country leader had been unusually respectful to Chu Bei. Especially after seeing that the other party had killed the Golden Horn Master, the degree of respect they had for him had reached a whole new level. Let's go and take a look. Chu Bei nodded, replying indifferently. Chapter 590. Primal Universe, Primal Chaos City. Tell me, why did Mr. City Leader summon us here in such a hurry? Red letter! It must be a matter of life and death for the human race. No way! Didn't the owner of the All Heaven shop just kill Golden Horn Master? Why would the other races invade us at this time? That's right! Don't forget, there's still the true guardian of the human race, Huge Axe Creator. That's right. Unlike the master of All Heaven's shop, Huge Axe Creator is truly standing at the pinnacle of Universe Supreme Masters. In the city, several godly rainbows flew toward the center of the city, where Chaos Square was. After a short while, the sky above Chaos Square was filled with people. They were all Universe Knights and Universe Masters who were in seclusion all year round. When these great beings saw Chu Bei, who was standing beside Ganwu Universe Master, they all saluted and greeted him politely. Primal Chaos City Leader, why did you use the red letter to summon us here in such a hurry? Asked a Universe Master who had just come out of seclusion. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Chu Bei, then glanced at the great beings around him. He took a deep breath and said, It's about Huge Axe Creator. Hasn't he been in seclusion? Is he coming out of seclusion? Some Universe Masters frowned. Hua! At that moment, a blurry being showed up beside Primal Chaos City Leader. To be exact, it was a trace of godly mind. Huge Axe Creator! The group of Universe Knights and Universe Masters exclaimed in shock when they saw the face of this blurry figure clearly. Their faces were filled with astonishment. Everyone, in a fortuitous encounter 10,000 years ago, I obtained a map of the Tilted Peak sector. I wanted to strengthen the human race and make it rise in Universe Ocean. I told you that I was in seclusion, but actually, I went to Tilted Peak sector to find some supreme true treasures to strengthen the human race. The blurry being glanced at the pinnacle great beings of the human race, including Primal Chaos City Leader. He sighed and said, I didn't expect that the map I got was half real and half fake. Now I'm in the core of Tilted Peak sector, and I'm in some trouble. Tilted Peak sector? Rise to prominence in Universe Ocean? Luo Feng looked at Chu Bei with confusion in his eyes. Sensing Luo Feng's gaze, Chu Bei smiled but did not reply. Instead, he looked at the Ganwu Universe country leader. The Ganwu Universe country leader was stunned at first, but after understanding, he began to explain to Luo Feng. The universe we are in now is called the Original Universe. To the Primal Universe, birth, evolution, operation, weakening, and annihilation were all reincarnations. The so-called annihilation was the annihilation of everything in the Original Universe. When a new race is born in the Original Universe, it will be a new reincarnation. Now, we are already in our third reincarnation. In the first two reincarnations, some supreme beings had managed to survive the destruction of the original universe. However, the great beings who survived the first two reincarnations are not in our new original universe. They are all in Universe Ocean. Our human race is a pinnacle race in this new original universe, but in the entire Universe Ocean, we don't have much say. Hence, if we want to establish ourselves in Universe Ocean, we have to keep getting stronger. The Ganwu Universe country leader explained to Luo Feng. The vast Universe Ocean is boundless, and until now, no Universe Supreme Master has been able to walk to its end. Universe Ocean is filled with endless chaotic airflow, and in the endless chaotic airflow, the original universe is the largest celestial body known. Of course, other than the original universe, there are some other miniature universes. Miniature universes? Luo Feng looked at the Ganwu Universe country leader and frowned. When you reach the level of Hugh Jack's creator, they can evolve a world, which is called a miniature universe. Of course, the miniature universes created by Universe Supreme Masters are not even 1/1,000,000th of the original universe. It's like comparing a drop of water to an endless ocean. The Ganwu Universe country leader looked at Luo Feng and continued. In Universe Ocean, the more dangerous the place is, the more opportunities there are. The most dangerous places are the three most dangerous places: Tilted Peak Sector, Flowing Level Mountain, and Universe Boat. The three most dangerous places in Universe Ocean? After listening to the Ganwu Universe country leader, Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. It was a kind of yearning and anticipation. Soon, Luo Feng seemed to have thought of something, and he immediately looked at Chu Bei. Master, do you have a miniature universe too? Chu Bei smiled but didn't say anything. He just gave Luo Feng a look and let him figure it out himself. The so-called miniature universe was nothing more than opening up a new world. With his current power after using Xiao Hei's power, it wasn't difficult at all. Senior Hugh Jacks, since the map is fake, why haven't you come back? I'm sure you know the dangers of Tilted Peak Sector better than we do, said a universe master at that moment. Hugh Jack's creator's godly consciousness shook his head. Unfortunately, I've fallen into the land of darkness in the core area. What? The land of darkness? Hearing what Hugh Jack's creator had just said, not only the universe masters, but all the universe knights were shocked. Although only a few of them had entered Tilted Peak Sector before, they still had some understanding of one of the three most dangerous places. The Land of Darkness was the most terrifying area in the core area of Tilted Peak Sector. According to ancient records, once one fell into the Land of Darkness, even a Universe Supreme Master couldn't walk out. It was a prison of despair. Senior Hugh Jacks, if the bug race, automaton race, and demon race know that you've fallen into the Land of Darkness, then won't the human race face a catastrophe? A universe master seemed to have thought of something, and the moment he finished speaking, the other universe masters and universe knights all changed their expressions. Although there have been records of 7 universe supreme masters who entered the Land of Darkness and didn't come out, it's not a large number, so it doesn't mean anything. Besides, even among the universe supreme masters, I'm at the forefront. Hugh Jack's creator glanced at the universe masters and solemnly said, "Give me some time, and I'll definitely be able to leave the Land of Darkness. Of course, during this time, you'll have to keep a low profile when facing the other races." "Yes. Understood." All the universe masters and universe knights answered one after another. As the leading figures of the human race, they all knew that the human race was in a dire situation. Without the Hugh Jack's founder, the human race had lost their most powerful foundation. There's not much remaining energy left in this trace of godly spirit. Remember what I said. As he finished speaking, the blurry figure formed by Hugh Jack's creator's godly spirit gradually faded until it completely disappeared. Looking at the disappearing figure, the group of pinnacle great beings above Chaos Square looked at each other with worry. That was the Land of Darkness of Tilted Peak Sector. What if Hugh Jack's creator never came back? Without Hugh Jack's creator, how could the human race be one of the 6 pinnacle races? However, only a few seconds passed. Void Gold Master, whose power was second only to Primal Chaos City Leader, was terrified. With a trembling voice, he said, "Hugh Jack's creator's miniature universe has collapsed." "What? A miniature universe has collapsed? There's only one way for a miniature universe to collapse. What happened to Hugh Jack's creator? Could it be that Hugh Jack's creator has died? How is that possible? His godly spirit was just telling us something. It's only been a few seconds. It can't be. It can't be. Is the land of darkness really that terrifying?" Void Gold Master projected an image, and the miniature universe in the image was rapidly disintegrating. When the group of peak experts saw this scene, they were all stunned. Everyone, including the Primal Chaos City Leader, was stunned by the sudden turn of events. Hugh Jack's creator had died. This was bad news for the entire human race. "No, Hugh Jack's creator will be fine." The Universe Knight's eyes were filled with anxiety and fear. They couldn't accept the fact that Hugh Jack's creator, who had been guarding the human race for tens of millions of years, had died. "Everybody, calm down," Hugh Jack's creator said. "This must be highly confidential." Primal Chaos City Leader was the first to calm down and give the order. The other Universe Masters looked at each other and nodded. If Hugh Jack's creator had only been trapped in the land of darkness, the bug race, the demon race, and the automaton race might have been afraid. Hugh Jack's creator could really come out of the land of darkness, but he might launch an attack. However, if Hugh Jack's creator had died, these pinnacle races would definitely invade the territory of the human race and carve it up. "Elder, Hugh Jack's creator has died. You're the only Universe Supreme Master left in the human race. If the human race is in danger, please help us." Primal Chaos City Leader seemed to have thought of something, and his eyes fell on Chu Bei. He cupped his fists and bowed solemnly. At that moment, the other Universe Masters and Universe Knights also reacted. They all imitated Primal Chaos City Leader and bowed with their fists cupped and their eyes pleading. "Don't worry." Chu Bei glanced at them and nodded. "When the time comes, I won't stand by and do nothing." With Chu Bei's guarantee, Primal Chaos City Leader and the others let out a long breath, and their anxious expressions eased. Chapter 591. On the Other Side. In Universe Ocean, in an area of Star Ocean. Hong! Long! With a loud noise, a towering being rushed out of the universe membrane. This towering figure had two huge curved silver horns that pointed upwards. It had long blood-red hair, and its entire body was covered with a layer of green scales. The front of its chest was covered with black scales. It had 6 eyes on its face, and a pair of very small ears were hidden under its seemingly pointy ears. Cam, a Universe Master from the prison race. Just as he rushed out of the universe membrane and was about to head to his destination, he was attracted by a towering miniature universe in front of him. "Isn't this Hugh Jack's creator's miniature universe? Every time I go to Tilted Peak Sector, I pass by here, but why does it give me a strange feeling this time?" Cam muttered with confusion in his eyes. At the same time, he quickly flew toward the miniature universe. As he got closer, Cam felt that there was something wrong with this miniature universe. After flying for some distance, he seemed to notice something, and his expression changed. As a great being who often went in and out of Universe Ocean, Cam had passed by this star sector several times. Previously, when he passed by this miniature universe of Hugh Jack's creator, he felt that it was full of majesty and vitality. But now, this miniature universe had no vitality, and it didn't have that kind of power. Cam kept teleporting, and soon, he showed up not far from the miniature universe. Instantly, Cam's 6 eyes widened as he stared at the enormous miniature universe in a daze. On the surface of this miniature universe, there were mottled holes and cracks, and the chaos airflow in Universe Ocean kept pouring in. Through the holes, he could already see the broken world inside. "The miniature universe is collapsing! Hugh Jax is dead!" Soon, Cam reacted. His mouth was wide open, and his face was full of excitement. Ha ha! That's great! Teacher, origin of the human race was suppressed by the original universe origin long ago, and the only one left was Hugh Jack's creator, and now even Hugh Jack's creator is dead. Doesn't that mean the human race will be removed from the pinnacle race soon? Cam suddenly burst out laughing, but after a short while, he thought of something. However, that guy who killed Golden Horn Master seems to be a Universe Supreme Master too. Quick! According to Primal Chaos City Leader's instructions, seal off all the star fields around Hugh Jack's Master's miniature universe. Don't let anyone in! At this moment, a group of human universe knights led by universe masters teleported one after another toward the crumbling Hugh Jack's miniature universe. Noticing the intruder, Camus wore a sinister smile and silently fled far away. In the prison race's domain. Cam, what's so important that you're so impatient? Camus had just arrived at the peak of the prison race's ancestral mountain when a voice with a smile floated out. Then, a figure appeared beside Camus. It was Bar Lion Master. An important matter regarding the human race. Camus looked at Bar Lion Master and said, "Are you going to talk about the killing of Golden Horn Master, the new Universe Supreme Master of the human race? If that's the case, Lord Devil Ancestor already knows about it." Bar Lion Master replied, "Of course not. Wait until you see Lord Devil Ancestor with me, then you will know." After saying those words urgently, Camus flew into the hall. What is it now? The prison clan's Devil Ancestor was getting impatient. Lord Devil Ancestor, I'm here to talk about Hugh Jax of the human race. He's been annihilated. Sensing Demon Ancestor's tone, Camus quickly said, "Hua!" A shadow flashed past, and an arm with a layer of silver shell and black muscles appeared in front of Cam in an instant, grabbing him. At the same time, two beams of red light shot out from Prison Clan's Devil Ancestor's eyes and shrouded Camus. He said anxiously, "Hugh Jax? You mean Hugh Jax, creator of the human race, has been annihilated? Are you kidding? Even among all the Universe Supreme Masters, his power is almost the strongest. Although he was only half a step into the ranks of Universe Supreme Masters and had never fought with Hugh Jack's creator, through other information channels, he knew how terrifying Hugh Jack's creator was. Devil Ancestor, I wouldn't dare lie to you," Camus said. "I saw with my own eyes that there were cracks and hollows on the surface of Hugh Jack's creator's miniature universe. The world inside is collapsing, and the great beings of the human race have sealed off the star sector. I know this is a serious matter, so I didn't dare to hesitate at all. I came to report to you immediately. If that's true, then Hugh Jax must have really been annihilated." The black muscle arm that was grabbing Camus slowly retracted, and then he laughed out loud. "Go and spread the news. Let the demons, the Bug Clan, the Automaton Clan, and all the other races know about it as soon as possible." "Yes." Camus answered respectfully and disappeared from the palace with Ba Lion Master. Soon, the news about Hugh Jack's creator's annihilation spread to all the races in the universe. Demons. In a star sector, two giant beings were floating side by side above a star river. Beside them were 12 universe masters from the demon race. These two giant beings were the two Universe Supreme Masters of the demon race. They were Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor. This news has been verified. Hugh Jax of the human race has really been annihilated. Shock Demon Ancestor's eyes were flashing red, and no one could hear the excitement in his voice. In less than 2 days, the human race has shaken the entire universe twice. Dream Demon Ancestor said. First, that guy who came out of nowhere killed Golden Horn Master, and now, Hugh Jax is annihilated. What do you think? Shock Demon Ancestor looked at Dream Demon Ancestor and asked. I'm afraid it's not just us. The Bug Clan and the Automaton Clan are starting to plan, too. They'll find us soon. After all, even if Hugh Jax is annihilated, the human race still has a Universe Supreme Master. They won't fight the human race alone. Dream Demon Ancestor said slowly. But then again, Hugh Jax is annihilated. Now, only that guy who just became a Universe Supreme Master is guarding the human race. We don't need to be afraid at all, Shock Demon Ancestor said. Get ready. When I give the order, we'll attack the human race immediately. Dream Demon Ancestor glanced at the 12 Universe Masters of the demon race and said coldly, in the territory of the Bug Clan, a giant purple sphere that was 1 trillion kilometers tall was floating in the sky. There were layers of twisted engravings on its surface, like the veins of a human. Empress, it's true. Hugh Jax of the human race is annihilated. And he was annihilated in the land of darkness in the core area of Tilted Peak Sector. A Bug Clan queen with the power of a Universe Master knelt before Bug Empress and bowed respectfully. Haha! Great! Although the human race has a new beginner Universe Supreme Master, a pinnacle Universe Supreme Master is annihilated. The Bug Tribe Queen laughed out loud. Her voice was filled with endless charm. This day has finally come. I've been coveting the territory of the human race for a long time. Empress, what should we do next? The Bug Clan Queen asked tentatively. The human race is, after all, a pinnacle race, Bug Empress said coldly. Only we Bug Clan can't swallow it. I will contact the Goblin race and the Automaton race. The Bug Queen's voice was cold. In the star area where the Automaton clan was. Father God, Hugh Jax is annihilated. This is the best time for us to attack the human race. A towering being that seemed to be made of metal knelt before a giant black oval sphere respectfully. The demon race and the Bug Clan are already contacting me. This day has finally come. A strong thought was transmitted from the black oval sphere with excitement. As the news of Hugh Jack's creator's annihilation spread throughout the universe, the demon race, the Bug Clan, the Automaton clan, and the other races all started to discuss and plan. Chapter 592. At the top of Space God Mountain. There was an independent mountain, and it looked like a phantom at first glance, but it was real after a closer look. There were countless carvings of giant beasts on the surface of the mountain, including all the races of space beasts. There were 12 Space Beast Universe Knights guarding the foot of the mountain, and they represented the 12 pinnacle bloodlines of space beasts. Xian Mia Master! The 12 guards saluted Xian Mia Master respectfully, and made way for him. Greetings, Ancestor! Xian Mia Master went to the foot of the mountain and lowered his head to show his respect. Hong! Long! Long! Just as Xian Mia Master finished speaking, there was a rumbling sound from the mountain. The next moment, a soft body showed up, and a giant head stretched out. It looked like a dragon's head, but there were 12 sharp horns on the top of its head. The 12 sharp horns surrounded the head like a crown. Ancestor, Hugh Jax of the human race has been killed in Tilted Peak Sector, Xian Mia Master said. Only the owner of All Heaven Shop, who just became a Universe Supreme Master, is left. I know, said Ancestor Beast Universe. As for Golden Horn's death, the owner of All Heaven Shop will pay for it. Space Beast Ancestor raised his eyelids slightly. His gaze seemed to penetrate everything as he looked at Xian Mia Master. A voice that seemed to come from every inch of space was heard. Gather all the Universe Masters and Knights. Get ready to follow me to the human territory. Primal Chaos City, Primal Universe. Primal Chaos City had become the core of the human race, and all the Universe Masters and Knights were gathered there. Damn it! How did the news of Hugh Jax's death spread so quickly? Said a Universe Master. He looked awful. I've checked, said another Universe Master. Someone from the prison race is behind this. It's useless to talk about this now, said Primal Chaos City leader. Other than the demon race, the bug race, the automaton race, and the prison race, which have been coveting our human territory, the other races are ready to make a move. This will be the biggest crisis in the history of the human race. And the Space Beast Alliance will take this chance to get rid of the human race. Get ready to fight at any time. Upon hearing Primal Chaos City Leader's words, all the Universe Masters looked at each other with anxiety written all over their faces. After that, all of them couldn't help but look at Chu Bei, who had been calm and composed since the beginning, and they wanted to say something but hesitated. The Demon Race, the Bug Race, the Automaton Race, and the Space Beast Alliance all had Universe Supreme Masters holding the fort. The Demon Race, in particular, had 2 Universe Supreme Masters. In other words, among the invading army, there were at least 5 Universe Supreme Masters, and they were all veteran Universe Supreme Masters. How could the human race resist 5 Universe Supreme Masters with just one owner of All Heaven's shop, who had just become a Supreme Master? When Hugh Jack's creator was in charge, he might have faced the same problem, but because his power was already at the pinnacle standard, even if he were to face 5 Universe Supreme Masters, in the event of a life-and-death battle, he would at least be able to drag along 2 Universe Supreme Masters, Acheron, to accompany him on the way. For this reason, these outsiders did not dare to take the risk. But now, with Giant Axe dead, they were confident that they could kill Chu Bei and divide the human territory without dying themselves. Senior, if it really comes to that and you can't do anything about it, you don't have to worry about us anymore. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Chu Bei and let out a long sigh. Maybe this is the fate of our human race. Chu Bei looked at Primal Chaos City Leader and smiled. He nodded without saying anything. Primal Chaos City Leader glanced at the 1008 Universe Country Masters and ordered, "You all tell the other races about the calamity that our human race is about to face. They have the right to know. Have you all heard? Hugh Jack's creator of the human race died in Tilted Peak Sector. Is that true? That miniature universe of his has already crumbled. How can it be fake? Not long ago, the human race added a new Universe Supreme Master called All Heaven's Shop Master, and his prestige increased greatly. But it's only been a day, and Hugh Jack's creator died? The territory occupied by the human race is the central region of the original universe, and the other pinnacle races have been coveting it. However, due to Hugh Jax's power, they haven't dared to do anything. Now Hugh Jax is dead. How can All Heaven's Shop Master, who just became a Supreme Master, defend the human territory? Exactly. Now the Bug Race, the Demons, the Automaton Race, the Prison Race, and the Space Beasts are all on the move. They're heading toward the human territory. That means there's going to be a large-scale war soon, isn't it? This is a big show. We can't miss it no matter what. That day, the original universe was in chaos. Countless armies of different races headed toward the territory occupied by the human race. Of course, most of them were just watching the show. The weaker races knew that the division of the human territory was only related to the pinnacle races, and if they dared to get involved, they would be exterminated immediately. At the same time, in the human territory, following Primal Chaos City Leader's order, the 1008 universe countries quickly spread the news to all the humans. What? Our human race's Hugh Jack's creator is dead. What's happening? My God! Are the other races going to attack us? Judging from what His Majesty Country Leader said, this is serious. Can the owner of All Heaven's Shop block 5 Universe Supreme Masters? Is our human race really going to be annihilated? No. It can't be. It's going to be fine. After knowing that Hugh Jax was dead and the other races were attacking, the humans in the entire universe fell into a panic. Earth Alliance Headquarters Building. In the meeting hall, a group of higher-ups held an emergency meeting, and all of them looked solemn. They had just experienced the joy of Luo Feng becoming the champion and Chu Bei becoming a Universe Supreme Master, and now they were at rock bottom. Look! There's a virtual live projection. At that moment, one of the higher-ups pointed at the huge screen in front of the meeting table. What appeared on the screen was a vast universe. To be precise, it was a vast territory in the vast universe. This vast territory was divided into 1008 small territories, and they were all connected by mysterious rainbows that were visible to the naked eye. It was as if they were a whole. On the surface of this whole territory, there was a blurry light shield that seemed to isolate this territory from the outside world. Is this the territory of our human race in the universe? The Alliance leader seemed to have guessed something. Looking at the scene on the screen, his eyes were filled with shock. Those are. At that moment, Hong, Thunder God, and the others opened their mouths wide, and their pupils shrank. On the screen, there was a huge army rushing toward the territory of the human race. Human territory, original star. All universe masters, gather. Get ready for battle. Primal Chaos City leader's powerful voice floated in the 1008 universe countries. In the blink of an eye, 16 beings appeared on the original star. These 16 were all universe masters, and together they represented the highest combat power of the human race. Shio! 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 Then, several rainbows flew past, and all the night-level great beings from the 1008 universe countries arrived and stood behind the 16 universe masters. They're finally here. Fight. Protect our territory with our lives. Even if we die, we won't retreat. That's right. Even if we're defeated, we'll drag these other races with us. We'll let them know that the human race is not to be trifled with. We won't lose anything if we drag one of them with us, and we'll make a profit if we drag two of them with us. A group of pinnacle great beings of the human race looked at the black mass that was getting closer and closer to their territory. Their faces were ferocious, and their eyes were burning with fighting spirit. They were not afraid of death. Fight the enemy. Protect our territory. Swear to show the power of our human race. Primal Chaos City leader shouted, and he was the first to fly away from the original star. During this process, his body kept growing. When he passed through the light shield that enveloped the human territory, his body was no smaller than any of the 1008 universe countries. Then, the 16 universe masters and 1000 universe knights also flew away from the original star. Their bodies were the same. They were so large that the stars seemed incomparably small in front of them. As for those below night level, they were no longer of any use at this level. The only thing they could do was stay in their respective universe countries and watch the images projected by the virtual universe. They were constantly paying attention to the direction of the battle situation. Maybe it was because Primal Chaos City leader and the others were huge enough that, at that moment, they did not seem so small in the vast universe. Chapter 593. Hong. Long. Long. In the universe star ocean, an army rushed toward the human territory from all directions, and the entire original universe was rumbling. An ancient spaceship arrived first, and there were two giant beings at the front of the ship. Behind them, close to 1000 beings stood in an orderly manner. These two giant beings were Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor, the two universe supreme masters of the demon race. After the spaceship of the demon race army, a giant purple sphere with a height of 1 trillion kilometers flew over. There were layers of twisted engravings on its surface, like the veins of a human. With a rumbling sound, 10,000 streaks of light flew out of the sphere. Leading the way were 6 Bug Clan queens covered in a layer of translucent gauze. As for the universe supreme master of the Bug Clan, Bug Empress, she remained in the purple sphere. The third to arrive was a giant black oval sphere. Behind it, there were several towering figures that seemed to be made of metal. They were all extremely powerful, and even the weakest of them was at the universe night level. The fourth to arrive was a giant mountain. The mountain moved, and a soft body that was neither real nor virtual gradually appeared. At the same time, a giant head stretched out. It was a head that looked like a dragon's head, and there were a total of 12 sharp horns on its head. It was Space Beast Ancestor. Behind it, universe masters from various branches stood side by side, especially Xianya Master from the Golden Horn bloodline. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. The fifth to arrive was a terrifying life form that was entirely silver. It looked like a human, and it had a long, sharp scorpion tail. It was Devil Ancestor from the prison race, and behind him was the prison race army. Balian Master and Kem could be seen. Hong! Long! Rumbling sounds shook the universe star ocean. More and more races arrived around the human territory. Especially those pinnacle races. They all looked at the human territory with burning eyes, and their faces were full of greed. The demon race, automaton race, bug clan, prison race, crystal race, Northern Territory Alliance, and space beast ancestor are all here. The human race is doomed. Although there are many races that covet the human territory, only the demon race, bug clan, and automaton race with universe supreme masters can really shake the human race. Even the prison clan's devil ancestor is only half a step into the ranks of the strongest. It's not just these pinnacle races. Sitting Mountain Guest, Shihua Island Leader, Black Universe Creator, Virtual Real Devil Master, and other lone universe supreme masters are here too. However, they have never participated in the race wars. I think they are just here to join in the fun. Around the territory of the human clan, the weak clans who came to watch the show glanced at the peak clans and then looked at the lone traveler who was hovering in the air by himself. These lone travelers were all special life forms. After a long period of cultivation, they had become universe supreme masters. Their origins were incomparably ancient, and their abilities were tyrannical. Even races like the demon race, the automaton race, and the bug race, which had universe supreme masters keeping watch, were not willing to provoke lone travelers. After all, the latter did not have any ties. Primal Chaos City Leader, Hugh Jax is dead. Stop struggling. Don't say that I'm heartless. I'll give you a chance to take your human army and leave this territory. On the ancient flying ship of the demon race, the cold and majestic voice of the Dream Demon Ancestor echoed. Just as Dream Demon Ancestor finished speaking, the ancient flying ship shook and emitted an endless amount of power, which distorted the space around it. The stars in the distance started to tremble under such power, and there was a drastic change within them. Facing the vast, ocean-like power of Dream Demon Ancestor, the human universe masters' faces froze, and they looked slightly uncomfortable. As for the 1,000 knights, their bodies trembled. Their faces turned pale, and they started to breathe rapidly. The territory of the human clan is not to be invaded. Fight to the death, and we will not retreat. Fight! The 17 universe masters, including Primal Chaos City Leader, shouted at the same time. They glanced coldly at the army of other races, and they all unleashed their powerful forces to resist the power of Dream Demon Ancestor. With the resistance of Primal Chaos City Leader and the other universe masters, the 1,000 knights instantly looked better. Primal Chaos City Leader, can't you see the current situation clearly? It's pointless to struggle, and it will only increase the number of casualties. If you continue to be stubborn, your human race will cease to exist. The purple sphere where Bug Queen was and the black oval sphere where Father God of the automaton race was said in a cold voice. Then the two giant objects unleashed a terrifying power that was no weaker than Dream Demon Ancestors. Under the pressure of the 3 universe-level great beings, the imposing forces of the 17 human universe masters were completely annihilated. Pun! Primal Chaos City Leader and the others seemed to have been hit by an invisible force. Their bodies trembled, and they couldn't help but take a step back. As for the universe knights, they spat out blood, and their forces were in a mess. Hugh Jax is dead. You humans are nothing! Dream Demon Ancestor sneered. She took a step forward, and the power became even more terrifying. Is this the power of a universe supreme master? The group of universe knights turned pale, and they stared at Dream Demon Ancestor unwillingly. Their expressions were extremely painful. However, just as they felt that their godly souls were about to dissipate under this power, a warm current entered their bodies. Under this warm current, the pain all over their bodies disappeared instantly. Instead, it was replaced by an abundance of essence, chi, and spirit. It was an indescribable feeling of comfort. The next moment, there was a ripple in the sky, and a young man in a purple robe appeared in front of them. The man in the purple robe had his back facing them, and his hands were behind his back. The surface of his body was surging with chaotic fog, and it was this chaotic fog that blocked the combined power of the three Universe Supreme Masters for them. Senior Yu, looking at Chu Bei, who was about to make a move, the group of pinnacle great beings, including Primal Chaos City Leader, were all shocked. At the same time, their eyes were filled with gratitude. Who is this human? Such power! Could he be that newly promoted Universe Supreme Master of the human race whose name has spread throughout the universe recently? Yes, that's him. The owner of All Heaven's shop. But even with him, the human race's territory can't be protected. After all, no matter how strong he is, he's only one person, and he has to face a total of 5 Universe Supreme Masters from other races. Besides, he's just a newly promoted Universe Supreme Master. I'm afraid he can't even defeat one of them, let alone 5. If I were Primal Chaos City Leader, I'd definitely give up this territory. After all, judging from the current situation, this territory definitely can't be protected. It's better to stay alive first, then maybe there'll be a chance to turn things around in the future. Speaking of which, it's because of the pride of these humans. They'd rather die to protect the territory. After seeing Chu Bei, the groups of races who came to watch the show were all shocked, and then they started to talk about it. Sitting Mountain Guest, Shihua Island Leader, Black Universe Creator, Virtual Real Devil Master, and the other lone travelers of the universe also looked at Chu Bei with curiosity in their eyes. They sized him up seriously. After succeeding Hujax, the new guardian of the human race? Dream Demon Ancestor's eyes focused, and a beam of his godly consciousness hit Chu Bei. But soon he frowned, as his godly consciousness didn't come back. Almost at the same time, Bug Queen in the giant purple sphere and Father God in the black oval sphere hid out their godly consciousness, trying to figure out Chu Bei's background. You're the one who killed Golden Horn of my race! Suddenly, a cold and gloomy voice was heard in this part of the starry sky. The next moment, the surrounding temperature dropped instantly, and a gust of coldness permeated the air. Then, Space Beast Ancestor's dragon-like head moved, and the 12 sharp horns on the top of his head shot out a beam of golden light toward Chu Bei. Chapter 594. Long. 12 beams of golden light were shining, and wherever they passed, the space was cut open. They carried supreme power, and the ripples that leaked out were enough to make the spectators' faces hurt. However, just as the 12 beams of golden light were about to hit Chu Bei, a chaotic light screen appeared in front of him. Chi! 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 The 12 beams of golden light bombarded the chaotic light screen. It was as if ice had entered a raging flame, and they disappeared with a strange sound. You're really something! The ancestor of the starry sky behemoth snorted coldly. Its huge body transformed into a humanoid form. It appeared in front of Chu Bei in an instant and punched out. Unlike a human's fist, the space beast's progenitor's fist was covered in black scales, and each scale seemed to have a star revolving around it. Although the punch looked ordinary, it was actually terrifying. Even pinnacle universe masters couldn't take it. They could only avoid it. Chu Bei didn't dodge. He glanced at the crowd, and a bead flew out from between his eyebrows. It quickly evolved into a brand new world, covering all the lone universe masters, including Dream Demon Ancestor, Shock Demon Ancestor, Bug Empress, Father God of the Automaton race, and even Sitting Mountain Guest, Shihua Island Leader, Black Universe Creator, and Virtual Real Devil Master. Then, he stretched out his right hand and threw out a palm to meet the primogenitor's fist. Hong! Long! There was another earth-shattering explosion. Where they collided, two destructive forces intertwined and formed a huge dark energy storm. Is this a space-type true treasure, and it's the miniature universe of the Master of All Heaven's shop from the human race? Even though two Universe Supreme Masters are fighting, there aren't any cracks. The great beings of other races who were watching the battle looked at the translucent, ripple-shaped light screen in front of them, and they were all shocked. Whether it was Dream Demon Ancestor, Shock Demon Ancestor, Bug Empress, or the other Universe Supreme Masters, their positions didn't change at all. They were just covered by a layer of ripples. However, the existence of this layer of ripples seemed to have created another world. Although the group of great beings from other races who had been isolated could see everything within that small world, it seemed to be separated by an infinite distance. It was clearly right in front of their eyes, but they could not touch it. They could not even feel the terrifying auras that belonged to the collisions and battles between Universe Supreme Masters. On the battlefield, the Star Beast's progenitor withdrew its fist and distanced itself from Chu Bei. Then, it looked at the rippling light membrane around it, and its face gradually became solemn. Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor, who were also Universe Supreme Masters, frowned. And judging from the expressions of Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon, this owner of All Heaven's shop is definitely not a newly promoted Universe Supreme Master. TSK. If that's really the case, then it'll be interesting. If this owner of All Heaven's shop really defends the human territory, it's very likely that he'll drag a Universe Supreme Master down with him. I just don't know which Universe Supreme Master will be so unlucky. Some Universe Masters of other races who were watching the show seemed to have realized something, and they all had playful looks on their faces. Primal Chaos City Leader, this owner of All Heaven's shop is stronger than we thought. Do you think he'll be willing to risk his life to protect our human territory? Some Universe Masters of the human race looked at Primal Chaos City Leader and asked, "Senior, it's enough that you've done so much for us. No matter what his final choice is, we have to be grateful." Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Chu Bei, who was in the middle of the battlefield, with respect in his eyes. He said, "After all, we still don't know where he came from, and we know very little about him. You've seen it too. This fellow is not a newly promoted Universe Supreme Master. Don't tell me you're going to just watch?" In the battlefield, Space Beast Ancestor pointed at Chu Bei, then glanced at Dream Demon Ancestor, Shock Demon Ancestor, Bug Empress, and Father God of the Automaton race. Dream Demon Ancestor was silent for a while, then he took a step forward and looked at Chu Bei. "It's not easy to cultivate to our level. We can give you a small territory." Obviously, after seeing Chu Bei's power, Dream Demon Ancestor changed his initial idea. He didn't want to take the risk. Even they couldn't guarantee that they could escape from the counterattack of a veteran Universe Supreme Master before his death. Chu Bei shook his head and smiled. "With me here, you won't get an inch of the human territory. Can't you see the situation clearly?" Dream Demon Ancestor heard Chu Bei's words, and his face darkened. He snorted and said, "Do you really think you can drag one of us down with you? What do you mean by that?" Chu Bei smiled as he looked at the Dream Demon Ancestor with a playful expression. "Since you're so stubborn, there's only one choice left." Then, the Dream Demon Ancestor looked at the purple sphere and the black oval sphere. "Are you two going to hide inside and watch the show? If so, when we divide the human territory, you won't get a share." Just as Dream Demon Ancestor finished speaking, there were two laughs coming from the two spheres. The next moment, the two spheres shook at the same time and lit up with dazzling light. Then two figures walked out of the sphere. One of them was slender, and wore a layer of golden gauze. There was a purple crown on his head, and there were antennae on both sides of the crown. The other was a humanoid life form with metal all over his body. Even his eyes were made of metal. "Long, long, long!" the space rumbled. Dream Demon Ancestor, Shock Demon Ancestor, Space Beast Ancestor, Bug Empress, and Father God of the automaton race communicated with each other and reached an agreement. In an instant, the 5 beings each took a position and surrounded Chu Bei in the middle. Then, each of them erupted with a monstrous aura, shaking the void of this small world to the point of sizzling. Chapter 595. Dream Demon Ancestor, Space Beast Ancestor, and the other 3 Universe Supreme Masters are going to team up to deal with the Master of All Heaven's shop. To them, this is the safest way. After all, the Master of All Heaven's shop is also a Universe Supreme Master, and he's not much weaker than them. It's too risky for one of them to fight him alone. That's true. At their level, it's extremely difficult for them to kill each other. If they want to annihilate one of them, they have to be prepared to be annihilated together. Even if the 5 of them team up, if they're careless, there's still the risk of being killed by the Master of All Heaven's shop. Looking at the scene on the battlefield, the great beings who were watching the battle started to discuss it. At that moment, all the great beings of the human race, including Primal Chaos City Leader, clenched their fists, and they looked worried. Although the Master of All Heaven's shop was powerful, he was facing 5 Universe Supreme Masters of the same level. On the original star, Luo Feng took a deep breath. He looked extremely nervous, and he couldn't stop muttering as if he were praying. At the same time, Earth, Alliance Headquarters. All the higher-ups of the Alliance stared at the scene on the screen without blinking. Everyone's eyes were focused on the battlefield. Can Sir Horde Leader stop these 5 Universe Supreme Masters? One of the higher-ups asked. Hearing that, the Alliance leader, Thunder God, Hong, and the other higher-ups looked at each other. They hoped that Chu Bei could fight against the 5 Universe Supreme Masters, but in reality, they didn't have much hope. Let's team up and kill him! On the battlefield, Father God of the automaton race made the first move. He took out a black metal pendulum, and the sound of the pendulum shook heaven and earth. It was ancient and mysterious, and there was endless meaning of origin flowing in it. The pendulum shook, and there didn't seem to be any substantial energy wave, but it spread out a black ripple. It looked gentle, but it could affect the stability of time and space, and it surged toward Chu Bei. Seeing that, Space Beast Ancestor, Bug Empress, Shock Demon Ancestor, and Dream Demon Ancestor looked at each other. They didn't wait any longer and attacked immediately. Hong! Long! Amidst the loud noise, the 5 Universe Supreme Masters launched their strongest attacks at the same time, attacking Chu Bei from different directions. The Shock Demon Forefather held a disc ultimate treasure in his hand, and it was shrouded in mist. He slapped it toward Chu Bei. The Dream Demon Forefather held a saber ultimate treasure, and it was shrouded in mist. The Cosmic Beast Ancestors' 12 golden horns were intertwined, and they formed a sharp weapon that pierced toward Chu Bei. The Bug Clan Empress was like an ant's nest, and she was surrounded by dense light spots. The battlefield rumbled as 5 different types of terrifying energy storms engulfed Chu Bei, who was in the center of the battlefield. In the outside world, countless gazes were focused on the battlefield. Everyone held their breaths as they stared at Chu Bei, who was enveloped by the terrifying brilliance. Everyone had different expressions. Other than the great beings from the human race who looked worried, the lone Universe Supreme Masters and the other races were all watching the show. Chi. However, just as everyone thought that the energies of the 5 Universe Supreme Masters were intertwined and blasted toward Chu Bei, bringing about an explosion that could destroy the sky and earth, what they heard was a strange chi sound. In the center of the 5 types of terrifying energies, where Chu Bei was, a gigantic iron lump appeared. The iron lump took a step forward and stretched out his arms. His palms were like bottomless pits that were about to devour people. In a moment, the energy storms around him were swallowed up. This was the second time that Chu Bei had used Xiaohei's power. Huh! His power is even stronger! Seeing this scene, the 5 Universe Supreme Masters frowned slightly. The lone Universe Supreme Masters who were watching the battle also looked curious. His method is rather similar to the innate ability of your race. Dream Demon Ancestor looked at the Cosmic Beast Ancestor. But it's still superior to yours. If it were you, you wouldn't be able to resolve such an attack so easily. What's the point of saying all this? The Cosmic Beast Ancestor glanced at Dream Demon Ancestor, snorted, and attacked Chu Bei again. Hearing that, the other 4 Universe Supreme Masters looked at each other, and attacked Chu Bei directly. Long. 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 In the isolated small world, there was an extremely terrifying battle. 5 beings surrounded one being, and all kinds of terrifying energy storms and origin attacks were continuously launched. At the beginning of the battle, the great beings of other races who were watching felt pity for Chu Bei, but as time went by, the expressions on their faces gradually turned into astonishment and shock. My God! What kind of plaything is that iron lump that the owner of All Heaven's shop is using? It can resolve the attacks of 5 Universe Supreme Masters consecutively. That's not resolving. It's swallowing. 1 against 5, and he's not at a disadvantage. In the end, we still underestimated the owner of All Heaven's shop from the human race. Even if it were Huge Axe Creator, facing Cosmic Beast Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor, I'm afraid he could only do this at most. All the great beings in the outside world started to look at the giant iron lump behind Chu Bei, and they were all shocked. What's that? Not far away, Shihua Island leader, who was a lone Universe Supreme Master, looked at Sitting Mountain Guest, who was also a lone Universe Supreme Master, and pointed at the iron lump in the middle of the battlefield. Sitting Mountain Guest was silent, and shook his head. What? Even you don't know? Seeing Sitting Mountain Guest shake his head, not only Shihua Island leader, but also Black Universe Creator, Virtual Real Devil Master, and the other lone Universe Supreme Masters were all in disbelief. Although they were all lone Universe Supreme Masters, Sitting Mountain Guest was the most mysterious. No one knew where he came from, but they knew how terrifying he was. More importantly, he was omniscient and knew everything. Even Universe Supreme Masters like them would often seek advice from the other party on certain matters, and the other party would always give them the answers they wanted. But now, even the mysterious Sitting Mountain Guest couldn't tell what the iron lump that the owner of All Heaven's shop was using was. Senior, he blocked 5 Universe Supreme Masters. In front of the human territory, all the Universe Masters, including Primal Chaos City leader, looked happy, and there was a hint of excitement in their voices. This was a scene they didn't dare to imagine. If this went on, the crisis of the human race might really be resolved. And at this moment the most depressed ones were the 5 Universe Supreme Masters, including Cosmic Beast Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor. No matter how they attacked, the law energy would be swallowed by the iron lump in the end. What shocked them the most was that the upper limit of the iron lump's ability to swallow was far beyond the joint attack of the 5 Universe Supreme Masters. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.